Hello, everybody, and welcome to Team Fortress TV's coverage of the RGL Season 4 Amateur Grand Finals, No Limit versus WAP. I'm your host, Nick the Giant. With me on the desk casting is Dirtman, and as a special guest, we have Gex, longtime TF2 caster with us to do some analysis per game. And then finally, on production behind the camera, is Looster. We'll start off with you, Dirtman. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I mean,
Fair,
life's
fair
been a
enough.
little bit rough, but I'm excited to be here nonetheless.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And then Gex, the famous guest that we've all in the TF2 community are waiting to get back here. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here with you guys. I think we were talking before. It's been like 4.5 years, something like that, since the last time I casted. And when Lou hit me up yesterday about this, I couldn't say no. I played against some of these guys throughout the season, and I'm excited to be here, talk about it, and get to do this with you guys. It's a privilege for me. So thanks for having me on.
Of course, shout out to obviously Lou for reaching out. So, Gex, the main reason we wanted you up in here and talk about pregame with me is we both played amateur season 4, right? So
Oh yeah.
So I think we've got a pretty decent understanding of how these teams have played throughout the season. We've scrimmed both of these teams before. Have you played any officials against these teams yet, or no?
Yeah. My team, Bunking Benjamin, we played No Limit on Clear Cut. I forget which week that was, but we played them on Clear Cut and got absolutely dumpstered by them. Like these guys, it's something that I'll probably talk about a few different times throughout the night. But like these guys are really good on King of the Hill. That's like kind of like a bread and butter for them. And like you can see that too if you like look through all of their like picks throughout playoffs and just like what they prefer. Like these guys are King of the Hill masters, and they have 2 maps of King of the Hill tonight potentially. If it doesn't if it goes to 3 maps. So yeah, we got dumpstered by them on Clear Cut, and I'm gonna be looking for them to perform well on Koth tonight. So yeah, it should be a good one. Did you guys play against them at all this season?
No, we didn't play any of them in officials. I played for Singed Turboint for season 4. We didn't play the officials, but we scrimmed WAP once on Metalworks, and then we played No Limit a couple times on various maps throughout the season. Pretty sure we lost every single one to everything. I think we were close when we played against WAP, but I'm pretty sure No Limit smacked our butts every single time. So
Yeah, those guys
I,
are nuts, man. They're
yeah,
they're
all these
like
guys, like, I mean, they're not amateur players. I think we can all tell that these guys are going to move up a div or two no matter what happens tonight. And I think that's a thing for or all of the top 4 teams. I think all of them are moving up no matter what. So it'll be
yeah.
interesting to see how they perform. Not an open, so
Yeah. Like it's crazy because I can't really speak for WAP, but I was talking to Visual, the demo for No Limit, a little bit beforehand, and he was telling me that like this season for them is really like one of the first competitive experiences they have. And I think Derp, you said like the first thing they did was like the Newcomer Cup that started
Back this summer, yeah.
shortly. Yeah, back in the summer, right? So it's like this is like really their first season as a team playing like competitive sixes, and they're crazy. Like, I know Visual was telling me about how like, they're still trying to like feel out like the sixes meta and like the transitions and going from team fight to team fight, moving quickly and things like that for their first season actually playing an amateur or playing any competitive at all. Like they're fantastic, and even if all the strategy you say isn't there per se, like the DM is there certainly. Like these guys have some absolute beasts on their team in terms of DM. Both teams do really. So I think we should see some pretty exciting gameplay tonight.
yeah, I think that's one thing that we can say a lot about these teams is their DM is definitely good. Obviously, we don't know into their comms. Maybe their comms can be a little bit messy. Maybe their strategies aren't completely sound like some froze strategies are. But I mean, hey, they're here at the amateur grand finals for a reason, right? They're the 2 best teams in amateur. They've proved themselves throughout the season, and both these teams have been at the top of the table for the entire season. I don't think, no matter what, these guys have been top 5 teams the entire season. It's looking at, I believe it is, what's the ranking right now? I think it's No Limit is rank 3,
Third,
2.
and
Yeah.
WAP is number 4.
All right, so whopping. Okay. So I think the big story that we can talk about is the upset of WAP over Sweaty Spaghetti. Sweaty
Yeah.
Spaghetti, they went undefeated throughout the regular season.
Yeah, and last season they played newcomer. They went undefeated throughout that season as well. So
Yeah, and then they come in round 3, and to everybody's surprise, I think, everybody but WAP. I think WAP knew they can take them, but WAP took down the reigning undefeated team in Sweaty Spaghetti to put themselves in the grand finals. So I don't know. I feel like they've got that hype. I feel like they've got that upset hype. They've proved themselves, and they said, "Hey, we can do this. We might not have been the number 1 seed. We might not have like gone undefeated, but like we're here in the grand finals to prove ourselves." So I think
Yeah,
they've got that momentum going for
that
them.
was a that was a crazy match too. The WAP versus Sweaty Spaghetti. Like I didn't get to like really watch much of the actual match itself. I went back and like looked at the logs and the score lines, and it was tight. It was a 2-0 that WAP ended up winning, but like the maps were close, and I think kind of like what you said there, Nick. It's like being able to like pull that out and get a win like that against an undefeated team, like just gives you so much like momentum and hype, just like rolling through the finals. So WAP is like definitely feeling good right now, as I'm sure No Limit is as well. But WAP getting that upset is got to be a lot of momentum coming into the finals.
Yeah, and we haven't actually mentioned it yet, but so it's a best of 3 for tonight. The first map was No Limits pick, and that was Koth Product. That's the map we're going to be starting on tonight. The second map is WAP's pick, and that is at CP Process, everybody's favorite. And then the decider is Clear Cut. So we do have 2 Koth maps. I was talking about earlier, No Limit, proving themselves to be pretty good on Koth through scrims, through matches, and through their playoff picks and whatnot. So we might see an advantage looking at them. But do you want to
Yeah,
go through some stats? We'll pull some
yeah,
stats
yeah,
up.
yeah. Let's do it. I'm not sure which one.
What do you want to look at first? We can look at. We're talking a lot about DMs. So you want to? We've been talking a lot about scouts. So you want to like start off with those the scout
Yeah,
comparisons.
yeah. Yeah, no, let's take a look at it. I know we were talking about it a little bit before the pregame, like and I think scouts tonight are going to be like a really big thing to keep an eye on here, because we do have 2 potential Koth maps. One of them for sure is going to be product, right? Like right at the beginning. And you know, you have Kilo and Deuce or Deus, I'm not sure how you say it, but like, you know, you have scouts on both sides, like crazy DM. I'm looking at Kilo specifically. That guy drops an average of 31.3 frags per game, which is crazy. The guy's dropping 30 bombs like every
That is
match that he plays.
absolutely nuts. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
like
It's
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 insane.
crazy.
So, you know, I think despite No Limit, you know, they like Koth. That's like bread and butter for them. That's what they feel the most confident on. But I think WAP can bring it back around and give them a good match on it, or even win product if they can activate their scouts, get Durzo, Kilo going big, because product is such like a scout heavy map and they can influence the game so much. So I think if they can get those 2 guys going, WAP's got a pretty good chance on it. But definitely don't want to count No Limit out, because they got 2 pretty good scouts of their own over there.
Yeah, personally, I'm looking at MK to step up, but looking at the head to head with Kilo and Deuce, I mean, he gets a lot of kills, right? Kilo's getting that 31 frags a game, but also he's dying 23.7 times per map. Like, so you get a lot of kills, but you're dying a lot. So you get a lot of 1v1, you get a lot of trades out. So I guess that's something maybe to talk about compared to the 14.5 deaths for Deuce. But it's gonna be DM heaven. It's just
Yeah.
DM heaven. That's
Yeah, yeah. I think like another, you know, obviously the scouts are going to be wicked important here. I'm also going to be looking at demos too. You know, I like I said, I think at the beginning, like No Limit was a team that that my team had more experience playing throughout the year. I think I'd maybe only scrimmed WAP like once or twice, maybe, but we scrimmed No Limit quite a few times, and I feel like every single time that I played against them, Visual No Limit's demo would just like crap all over us. Like every single time we played him, the guy's got like great DM. He's able to get out of like sticky situations really easily. So like you know, if we're talking about DM, I'm going to be looking at him as well. I think you know, he's someone to keep your eye on if you want to see some cool frags tonight.
Yeah, demos are obviously extremely important, especially on this first map of product. I mean, you keep talking DM, especially at this level in amateur. DM can shine way more than team coordination can sometimes. But I think the interesting part to point out about the two demos for each team is, let me pull up some of the stuff really quick. All right, so looking, yeah, so comparing the demos, we've got Visual for No Limit, right? And originally, the original starter for WAP, his name is Vec, but recent things came through, and he's actually no longer playing with them, and instead we have Smile. So we have a non-regular starter, which means we've got somebody who's playing with them, assuming they've played with them for a good amount, right? But still not playing with them as often as Visual would be with No Limit. So maybe that has an impact. Maybe. We don't know how good, but
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like you said, Smile has not been playing with them for a long time. I didn't look back through every log. I think I did see that he played with them in the last playoff match that they had, whatever their round 3 of the playoffs was. I think Smile played with them for that, but I don't know if he played any with them prior. So there's definitely, like, to your point, you know, that could definitely be an impact, right? Like, he has less time playing with these guys, you know, the synergy may not be like there, and who knows what it's going to be like on Koth too. And I know Koth is kind of just like a DM fest, so synergy may not quite as much. That might play in their favor. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Smile. I'm curious to see what he pulls out tonight, but I do know Visual is a beast. His DPM on the season, I think, is what is it? He averages like 277, I think it says there. And, you know, not that that's like bad by any means. Some people, you know, might want to see more out of their demos, but like, I feel like every time I played against a guy, he was dropping like 400 some. So, but yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at Visual tonight. To pull out some big plays, like you said, especially on product too, where demo is particularly important.
Yeah, so we do currently have 12 in the servers, I guess. And since we're talking so much about players, we should kind of run down these rosters really quick. I'll go down quickly for WAP. We've got Durzo and Kilo on Scout. We've got Fluey and Drellis on Soldiers. Smiles, you're talking about on Demo. And then FaZe, Cactus Jack on Medic. You want to go through No Limit?
Yeah, let's knock it out real quick. So we got MK and Deuce on Scout, Camper and Jib on your Soldiers, as I said before, Visual on Demo, and Murph over on Medic. And I know we're just about to be getting into game here shortly, and I don't know if we touched on it at all. Murph is definitely someone to be looking out for on Med. I feel like a lot of times people leave Med out of the picture. Murph, survivability through the roof, is going to be, I think, a big factor as well, if No Limit comes out with a victory tonight.
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for this one. Honestly, I don't know if I can predict a score. I don't even know if I have a favorite of who I want to win. Honestly, these teams are so close. They've played each other so much. In and out, these guys have watched over demos together, watched over demos of each team. So as we hop into it, let's get this started. Amateur Grand Finals for Season 4.
And this is where I hop out, guys. I'm gonna leave you to the cast. Thanks for having me on. Good luck to both teams. I'll be watching from the sidelines. Have fun, guys.
Thank you, Gecks. All right, as we hop into this first mid, I'll take this first mid. We see spams coming through, but you see some shows bombing in. Drillis dies early going for the bomb. We do see Kill also down. So that's 2 down, 4 WAP as we head into this first mid here. Do you see? Ooh, and that's 3 down as well. Fluid gets caught up by MK. This looks like this is going to be the first mid taken for No Limit here. Pretty comfortable. Both heads did live. Murph doing a little bit more heals, but doesn't really matter heading into this one. So we maybe, oof, damn, late kills do. Oh, but Cactus Jack dies. Gone. That is not what you want to see right at the end of the round, right at the end of that fight too. Cactus Jack goes down. That's a full Uber disad for for WAP heading into the second fight.
Looks like they are going to be going for a little bit of a forward hold here, although Visual is a little bit isolated by his all on his lonesome over on this cliff side. Normally you want some soldiers supporting, but Devils can lock down that side pretty well. We do have this forward hold being broken as the Uber is now coming out from Murph. The other medic is currently still building in spawn, but it looks like those players that attempted 3-man sack or 4-man, whatever it was, is going to be dispatched very easily by these No Limit players. Definitely some of that DM shining through.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's that Uber got popped. That's not what you want to see. Like that's the goal of that 4-man sack, right? You want to see that Uber being popped. You want to see some of those kills. Maybe not kills, but we do see the Uber coming out for Cactus Jack here in the WAP side, going heavy. Just a single scout Uber, just shoving him back into spawn. So far, no trades, but Visual is getting really low. Fluid does go down, and the point easily goes down. The bomb's coming in deep. Ooh, Deuce goes down as well. So. Oh man, Killy goes down. It's currently a 2v2. Both medics are splitting up. It's 80% for Murph. So if Murph gets this Uber, they can turn this fight. They only have 3 people up compared to the 4 of WAP. But I mean, they get this Uber, they can instantly turn this back around. They've got the spams coming through. They've got spawners coming in. So the Uber is up for No Limit as they push in to try to get as people go. Oh, Camper got so low, 17 health.
The way they kind of milked with that Uber, they did a really good job not dropping anybody, but they kind of failed to repush. Now we have that Uber coming in. He was able to get it off and just stay alive. They get Smile early on, which is going to be good for them, but MK is also going to go down. And we're going to see the repush from WAP as they now have, maybe not man advantages. Unfortunately, their demo is dead, but they are coming up on Uber here very shortly. So it looks like No Limit is probably going to be pushed off of the point, especially with this Uber, and they're just going to try and back up and regroup on Cliff.
Yeah, it's at least they're not getting the forward hold, right? If you're in No Limit, you don't want to get forward hold. Oh, and that is so unfortunate. Visual dies at the end there just from cratering, just from spam. We see Jib getting sent to the skybox and then cratering on himself. Camper also goes down. That was the attempt at the sack. That's okay that they weren't able to get the force off. We do see the Uber coming up for both teams. So Murph just got his Uber. So we're seeing the we're gonna see the 6v6 fight here. We might see some sacks coming in beforehand, but importantly, there's no forward hold. They're not going for any forward hold here. WAP is staying back on point, trying to keep their position. They don't want to give anything up or don't want to take anything too aggressive here. So looks like we're gonna see an Uber exchange happening pretty soon. Oh, MK gets dropped early. That's not. Oh, but Kilo goes down. That is the trade. That is the scout trade. Visual's going to go down the early fight before any Ubers get popped. Let's get us spell the end of that one there as we do see soldiers trying to get something. Jib again in the skybox. Got a rocket onto Cactus Jack, but he's able to get out alive without having to use. So, no Ubers used during that fight. So we're going to hopefully see another one come up pretty quickly here.
I mean, not really what you want to see for No Limit. They kind of lost any momentum for that possible push before it even started. And with there being about 30 seconds left on the clock for the side of WAP, they need to go now. But with the nature of Uber pushes, they're going to be at a disadvantage in the post-Uber. Both Ubers do get used, but WAP's comes in much later, which is going to give them a huge advantage. And with the placement of their players, they're sending these No Limit players running for the hills. MK is going to go down. Jib over on the grass side of the map in a 1v1 with a scout. He is going to manage to live as the rest, or another scout comes into support. And Visual is looking to re-push with this team up through Valley, and they need to try and take this now. They don't have Uber. They do have a scout trade going on, so they are still even. Now both scouts dead, and a lot of the players for WAP are very low as well. But with that soldier being dead, Jib for No Limit, that's not looking good. But they are going to get the cap after getting 4 players, and it looks like they could possibly go for the forward hold here as well.
Yeah, since they do go for the forward hold, it'll be interesting if they do. Both medics did live, so we do see both Murph and Cactus Jack getting up on Uber very shortly here. It looks like they're not going to go for the forward hold. They don't want to get a little bit too aggressive. They don't want to die early. We do see just coming in for the bomb dice to deep. Ooh, they get rockets onto Murph, but Murph doesn't end up popping. Do see just going down the Uber gets popped early, but players are so low. Can anything happen from this visual? Yeah, everybody is so low on both teams, so everybody gets healed up. Oh, but they get off point, they get the cap, and WAP takes round 1 of product.
Kind of surprising coming out. That was a fairly dominant round as well, especially with the DM that we've kind of seen from No Limit. You kind of expect them to be able to take process fairly easily, but as we're getting underway with this second mid here, Looks like the early pegs, or at least early damage, is coming in the way of WAP. They are farther up on the point. One of the soldiers, Camper, is taking out position over on Bride. The first pick does go in the favor of WAP, but is going to be quickly traded out by MK. So we'll still have to see how this goes. Unfortunately, Visual does die along with Jib as well, so that looks like that's going to be yet another mid-win for WAP.
Yeah, freaking FaZe Cactus, he got so low, surfed around dodging rockets, but both meds did live. We're gonna see this even Uber. Not taking the off classes just yet. I'm not sure who's the better sniper on each team. I'm pretty sure MK is a pretty decent sniper on the side of No Limit. We might see some off classing here, but as we go into his regular 6 classes, as we start heading into the second fight here, WAP playing this pretty safely behind the point, right? They're not giving up too much space here. They want to make sure they keep it. They've got presence on point if they need to. As players go down low, Visual got down pretty low, had to back up, and is going to just spam being traded with soldiers on Pride Rock on the right side there. Yeah, just heavy spam. Uber gets popped early for WAP, going in nice and deep. The trade, but Visual goes down. That's not what you want to see when you get popped the Uber. You don't want to be able to drop the Uber, and because that looks like it's going to be a worse Uber for them as MK might be caught out there. Oh no, but Drellis goes in deep, gets picked out. We do see Durzo and Jib fighting on the red grass side, but not much been going on right now. Drellis is still down, so it is currently a man advantage for No Limit as they head to this. Still fighting at this point that, I mean, it's been more than a minute 50 now, or more than a minute that WAP's had this point.
I mean, in that little Uber change there, getting Visual early on was huge for them, as they were still able to control the point and kind of control ground. That's exactly what the demo does, is push people off of space and make space for the rest of your teammates to kind of take up. But as I say that, No Limit is going to get the cap for the first time this round. It's not looking good for them time-wise, though, as WAP does have half of the time off the clock right now, sitting at about 1 minute and 35 seconds. And with the current Uber situation, it looks like WAP is going to be re-pushing. They're going to want to get some sort of advantage first, trying to go in and get this medic. They are going to use their Uber as well, and Murph is going to be forced, since the scout is right on him as well. They're going to have to back out. A lot of the players are just coming in, trying to clean up any damage that they can. Camper over on the high ground, trying to just exchange some spam. Unfortunately, Relis is going to go down along with Kilo as well. And with 2 players down, these WAP players aren't really going to be able to do a whole lot right now.
Yeah, once you lose those couple players, once that first player goes down, you're already starting to be a little bit more passive. And then once that second one goes down, that's kind of the end of the fight for you. You're backing up, you're giving them that space. So the point did not flip-flop. Only 30 seconds to equalizer here. We've got 2 minutes on the clock for No Limit compared to the 135 that you were talking about on WAP. So do see all 6 players up for both teams. Uber's slight ad, only about a 15%, 20% ad in favor of WAP in terms of Ubers. It's going to be getting it too. If they go in super quick, might be able to catch something, but no, they're going to keep it a little bit passive. As no trades just yet, but Visual or Smile goes down extremely low, but then he gets aired up. Deuce goes down on the flank from Ryan Fluey. Chip comes in nice and deep, gets nothing actually. Wow. Oh no, wait a second, he got distracted. Jack died. They dropped that Uber. That is unfortunate, to say the least.
That's really unlucky. Yeah, something you really want to do is you gotta keep your medic alive. They were able to keep their medic alive at the tail end of that previous post Uber. With him dying, and especially losing the Uber as well, that's not looking good. It's going to put their team at a huge disadvantage here and probably give at least, say, a minute in favor of No Limit, unless they're able to muster up some sort of sack.
Yeah, the Uber for Merv did end up having pops. You're not going to be seeing a full Uber disad. No, maybe 3 or 4 man sacks. We do see Jip getting taken down over in your house. So, unfortunately, you're going to be losing players. You'll be spelling a little bit more of a passive play here, but it's going to be even Ubers. Merv coming up on 90% pretty soon. They do know WAP. Oh, but Kill goes down just they push up. That's going to kind of stop the immediate pressure. It'll be able to back up a little bit. Uber does get popped nice and early for Gnome as the Uber gets traded over inside of WAP. Nobody dying just yet. Just spam's being traded. Visual's getting so low. Please heal Visual. There you go. Visual stuck in house, not getting much. We do see Cactus Jack in Jersey going down. But the med down. The med down front. That's going to spell doom for WAP. And kind of that is what it seems like here. People going down very low, but WAP's going to be able, or sorry, No Limit's going to be able to take the point back. So it's every time that No Limit tries to get, or WAP tries to get in here, No Limit comes back at him and just caps right back.
As soon as Cactus Jack died there, the players of the Limit kind of just waddled forward and were able to sort of just surround WAP and kind of just take him out. With not too much trouble. But we do have a sack coming in. Rel is going, and he is not going to get the pick onto the medic. I don't even think he got a single rocket on. But that is going to be the point in favor of WAP. But with Uber coming on very, very soon from Murph, they should be able to take this back really, really soon. And with having 0 seconds on the clock, they don't have to hold the point. They just have to cap it, considering since we are in overtime. And with this Uber, it's looking good for them so far, although the players from WAP are still putting up a fight. There was a nice air shot there, I think from either Visual or Camper, and off the back of that, I think that was maybe a triple kill or something from those two players. That is going to be the second round, and this time going in favor of No Limit.
Yeah, we do see it's even up here. I'm going to be watching Smile on this mid just to see what he's able to get done. These mids have been pretty slow to start, but then once those bombs come in, they've been pretty exciting. Lots of kills going on. We do see players going in. Drell is going in deep. Both soldiers going in deep inside of WAP here. Getting so much damage. Our Visual is so low. Visual's freaking nothing in health. Fluid does go down, but they do get the turn to Visual. That's a better trade in terms of better player trade there. As we do see No Limit not giving up here. As they do get rocket onto Cactus Jack, but he does surf up nicely. Kills do come through for WAP though. As you see Camper and Jib still down, so it's going to be the point taken for WAP during this first fight. So that's currently, I believe that's 2 mids for WAP here and 1 mid total for No Limit in terms of first mid fights.
I mean, either way, though, Scout's definitely coming in clutch there with that bomb coming onto Cactus Jack. 1 rocket taking him down into the red. The Scout was very quickly able to clean up on that damage and take that soldier, saving his life, although he did surf away, which you gotta give him props for that as well.
Spam came through. The Uber actually got forced out of Cactus Jack as they do come in with a counter Uber here. It's definitely going to be a better counter Uber for No Limit, but there's not a lot of players. They do get the only kills. That's nice, but none of No Limit was in. No Limit went in with that Uber with enough players, but just nobody came in. Oh, but the final rockets from Jib to get the kill into Cactus Jack is the equalizer there. That's going to set a little bit of an ad in favor of Murph in terms of this Uber once the players get started, but I mean, I know they went with that Uber and then they just kind of got picked off.
I mean, it was a good salvage play, but that's all it was just trying to salvage that disaster as little as they could. They're going to, like you said, get a little bit of Uber advantage off of that, but they're going to lose a ton of time as well, which is what COD is all about. And they are actually going to get that cap off that. But with Murph going down to a fully charged body shot from Kilo, and then Kilo getting a shot onto Camper as well, he's going off on Sniper.
He is showing the worth of Sniper. They're instantly getting 2 shots, getting the most important pick, and then get another one, and then another one on the little one. So, I mean, Kilo showing that, hey, he's here. He is making his presence known on Sniper. So, good for them this. They've got a minute and a half left on the clock here, so maybe only, I mean, if fights don't go in the way of No Limit, we can only be seeing maybe more fights until the end of this round, to the end of the half.
I mean, either way, putting Kilo on Sniper was definitely the right call there. They were able to get that back fairly easily with losing almost no time at all. That pick onto the medic is super important, and then the next 2 we got as well. But what was even more important was shooting the sticky with the SMG. Clear those stickies.
And as we're talking about Kilo, he gets the kill on Deuce. That's gonna be... And Deuce is actually on Sniper there, so we're gonna see the Sniper trade as we do see Kilo getting killed by the bomb from Jib. We do see MK also go down. It says no scouts up for No Limit right now, so that's not good. It's just not good. We do see the Ubers coming up for both teams though. No Limit wants to come in here. They know they have a limited amount of time to do so. They go in early. Jib does get caught, but that's not the best. Oh, but the drop comes in. The pipes from Visual drops Cactus Jack. They wanted to milk that Uber as much as possible. Spoon's trying to come in for Fluid, but that doesn't work. And the cleanup in favor of No Limit. That's not what you want to see as a medic.
Cactus Jack, he did get bombed there by a soldier. Again, he was able to surf away, and the Scout's able to clean up that soldier and take him out. But maybe just a little bit too much trust and faith in your team there, and then also maybe just not seeing the demo. Straight pills over anything, it's not something you really expect. Demo being one of the only classes, or the only class that can actually shoot up and over stuff. It adds a kind of another dimension, I guess you could say, to fights.
Especially a map like we got this hill in the beginning. We got these rocks. So I mean, a demo can sit behind these rocks and just kind of lob pipes and lob stickies across. As we do see Uber gonna be coming up for Nolan pretty soon. Damn, but Visual just cleaning kills onto every do see everybody down. They try to salvage. Looks like they're trying to take this forward hold. They know they have time disadvantage here as people go down very low, but they do get some picks, so it is still going to be. But Cactus Jack dies again.
I think Visual
Enough time. How was it? It's
yeah.
at this level.
Visual. Visual there was able to clean up. I think he got 2 kills from sticky traps, or with 1 sticky trap, and then was able to just up a lot more players with stickies as well, bringing that up to almost a full wipe, along with Cactus Jack dying later on by a soldier.
Yeah, we do see though, while we were futzing with our words there, we did see the 4-man come in and go for the sack. That did get the force on a Murph, so it is going to be nearly a full Uber ad in favor of WAP here. So they might be able to get the point here. If they do, they only need to hold it for 17 seconds. Uber does come out nice and early, focusing on killing, get those scout picks that do get Deuce and Jip died earlier, so it is only going to be a 4-man. MK trying to salvage something at the very end there, but the stickies, the trap they didn't see, they got Durso and Cactus Jack. MK goes down, so it's killing Fluey. I don't know who this is going to go for here. Players are so low, we do see more people up for Nolabit and heals. So it looks like this is going to be a round taken, or a point taken for Nolabit here. As, I mean, we only need 30 seconds to hold it. It's getting down to the wire in this one, the last round of the half.
Yeah, this round can still go anyone's way, but with Murph having a huge Uber advantage, they're going to have a very good chance of being able to hold this. But WAP does only just need to cap the point. They don't need to hold it at all. The Uber is going to come out from Murph here, and hopefully for no limit, they are going to be able to stay alive and keep these WAP players off of the point. And with the bomb coming in from Jib, that's just going to send Cactus Jack back, as he is very, very low HP. Being the last person alive is not long for this life, and Kilo not quite fast enough with that spawn to come in and try and save something.
Yes, we are looking at No Limit takes the half, currently 2-1 favor of No Limit. So far both teams been playing really well. Not much I can say there. We did see some unfortunate drops, especially in that last round there. Jack, I think, dropped once of that round, I think maybe once the round before. So we are seeing some drops, which is unfortunate, but yeah, what are you looking at to see for WAP in favor of trying to be better, I guess? Like, what do you want to see from them?
I mean, we haven't really been seeing a whole lot of kind of very coordinated bombs in terms of double bombs from soldiers. In a lot of cases, it's just not quite.
I don't really know what to say though, because it's been very even.
The last 2 rounds have been fairly even. Think of them as a bit of a healer round almost.
I mean, this is their pick, right? We did talk about that it was going to be this one, and probably clear cut if they perform well here, and that's kind of what we're looking at so far, right?
As well, so they should be able to put up a pretty good fight on process as well. But with it being WAP's map pick,
ready up, we did see WAP ready up, so hopefully we'll be starting soon in terms of the second half.
Much so.
Let you guys noted. So I don't know, there's not much to really go off if you.
I believe it was a semi-final match for new.
As I said, these are two such even teams, right? I guarantee these guys have screamed each other maybe 10 times throughout the season. You're at this high of like in the division, right? When you've got the interesting to see where they come out, especially after this half. But
yeah, I think understanding, and from what the RGL pages say, none of them have any undefeated, mind you, but with a lot of these players being long time in terms of like a newcomer cup, their DM strategy a lot more getting that down and
kind of map. So I mean, yeah, I mean it's interesting looking at these two teams, right? Because at heart, these teams are not amateur level teams. They've proved themselves right? They've proved themselves. Both teams going 6-2 throughout the season. So only losing and dropping a couple maps to various teams. I believe both these guys, or these guys both did lose to Sweaty Spaghetti, who ended up offs. So it's sorry about the technical difficulties here as we are in this going to this runs. We do see some fights going in the favor of, as we was talking about, the mid went in favor of WAP, but the fight afterwards, after some Ubers got traded, went in favor of No Limit. So we're currently sitting still at the same score line of 2-1 in favor of No Limit here. We do see as... Sorry, you can talk, you can talk.
With WAP being able to get that first mid-fight, they did manage to get almost a minute off the clock, which is still putting them in the lead for this round. But then the point being recapped by No Limit, and now being recapped by WAP again, so it's still looking in favor for them for this round. But as I say, No Limit is capping it again, so there's been a lot of flip-flopping this round as well, or especially this round, more so than we've seen previously. Kilo is over on the cliffside, base cliffing into a fight with one of the other scouts, Durzo as well. And No Limit, or not No Limit, but Visual and Jib coming in with a kind of coordinated bomb are going to get Cactus Jack, so that's not looking good for WAP.
Yeah, we do see, I don't think that was a drop, but Cactus Jack dying again, just really early into fights, really late into fights, just not being opportune here. As we do see that Uber for Murph, most likely going to use pretty soon, doesn't want to drop any players or drop himself. They are going to lose. We do see players are so low. Durso is over at 5 health. Drelis is only sitting at 15 health, so he's going to die very soon. There he goes. So they do get the sacks off, right? They do get the 4-mans, the 3-mans out. As we do see a sniper coming up for Deuce. See if he's able to get anything done, right? We've seen snipers a little bit so far. If he's able to get a pick onto Cactus Jack or a pick onto just Smile or really anybody's just going to set them ahead here. It looks like oh, and right as I say it, Smile does die to the sniper shot just over on that China side, on those on that balcony. We do see both teams holding on their own cliff side, holding those cubbies, holding up top and cliff, trying to get that position if possible.
Well, that pick onto Smile is going to be really good for holding the point, although the Uber is going to come out from Cactus Jack, which is a little bit confusing considering they don't have the demo, but he is just coming back right now on the point to help drive these No Limit players out and just kind of keep them at bay. As I say that, Relis is going to die, though, to MK, and the repush is coming in from No Limit right now. 2 picks being in favor of them. Both the soldiers for WAP are dead, so this shouldn't be as difficult as be for No Limit to try and repush, and it looks like they are going to get the cap, driving WAP off of the point.
Yeah, we do see that at Uber as well, right? So we do actually see Kilo is swapping onto Sniper as well to try and counter snipe what Deuce is doing in favor. So we do see a Sniper on each side. We do see Uber up for Murph. We only see 70% in favor of Cactus Jack. So there's around a 30% disad. Might see some sending some sacks in, just trying to get a force off early. But the time bank is so low right now. No Limit is getting ready to 3-1. They just need to hold this for 20 more seconds. Once that Uber comes up for WAP, we do see bombs coming in. Who's not able to get much done here? They do back up. So they are down 1 player. They might be able to just push this right back up. We do see a big air shot for Drelis over onto Jib on the left side. Do see Ubers being popped for both sides. Early Uber being popped for Gnome as they go into this fight. The Uber's just so good for WAP right now. They're going to be able to get the kill in the visual. Hopefully, come on, get that kill. There you go. Got the kill in the visual, and they were able to get the kill. Killer did go down as the scout tried to come in. MK did as much as they can. Oh, man. Cactus Jack went down so low. Now he's to back out of the fight, so heals not being distributed right now.
And kind of in the back lines over near the red base cliff, Durzo was trying to get a pick on to Murph, who managed to get away from that fight with 7 HP. Just barely surviving. Visual is going to be coming onto the point and managing to take out Durzo, so they should be able to hold this point. And with Deus getting a kill onto Keel, that's going to further that. They are 3 players down for WAP, and that's going to take out Smile, leaving just Cactus Jack and Drelis on the point, which doesn't look like it's going to be enough. They are going to be able to delay just a little bit for Suns. With those players dying, that is going to be the round for No Limit.
Yeah, they're continuously showing their presence, known to be a good COD team as we head into this, what is this, the 5th mid so far, as it's currently 3-1 in favor of No Limit. I guess I'll take this one nice and early. We do see bombs coming in for every soldier, bombing in for both teams. Not much being able to go down right now as Drellis does it out. We do see Jib is behind the WAP, or the WAP teams. Maybe able to get some deads. They do converge, getting the smile, getting the kill on the smiles. Kill does go down. Fluey getting a 2K here, getting Murph and MK. So that's the medic down for No Limit. They're able to get this mid, but they don't have a medic, and they're going to be in a full Uber disad as they go into this next fight.
Yeah, for WAP being able to keep Cactus Jack alive, they are going to lose probably about 30 seconds off the clock. Since they were able to keep their medic alive and take out Murph, they're going to be able to recap almost immediately, essentially uncontested, as you don't want to jump into a man who has full Uber and has the possibility to just go shiny and invincible at any time he wants. It would not be a good call. But looks like they are going to be going for the sack, or at least trying to force here. Visual going in, Jib as well, and Camper going in as well. He is going to get the scout. Get down, Mr. President. The scout eats the rocket, saving Cactus Jack, and then Fluey comes in and takes out Camper to seal that, or to end that sack and keep Cactus Jack alive and not even using the Uber.
Yeah, sack wave wasn't extremely eventful. They got a pick on that scout, but not much has happened since we do see these even Ubers. We do see Deus coming up on Sniper, so possibly able to get me. Is it a crit? It was a crit in favor of No Limit. As the Uber does get popped for Kilo, or does get popped in favor of WAP. As we do see Kilo going down. They did get a pick on a camper, so it is one pick each. So do you see bombs coming in? Ooh, Fluey goes down to a nice shot by Deus. Do you see Murph getting caught up by the stickies? And then Durzo being traded. Looks like Drellis is most likely going to be picked off again here too. As you see actually the snipe from Deus getting the kill of Drellis. Might see the medic get out. Not. Cactus Jack is being chased by MK, and MK does get the kill into Cactus Jack. That's going to be the great equalizer there, as they're going to be a slight ad for Murph as a hint as they still have the point capped.
Murph is now off of crits, so that is going to be good for them, considering that the ad isn't going to be with crits, it is going to be with stock Uber, as Dave does get another shot onto Kilo. He does get a shot onto Cactus Jack as well. Unfortunately, it wasn't fully charged, so he isn't going to die, and he's given another opportunity, but he does miss this time. Just kind of stalemating a little bit right now. Fluey and Kilo did die not too long ago. Visual is up quite far on his own, just trying to get some sticky traps down and deny these players any sort of space. Dib is coming in on the concrete side, just sitting on the crates, maybe trying to get in. He is going to get out after exchanging a couple of rockets with Fluey. Deus does go down to a bomb, and it looks like WAP is going to be trying to push and retake this point, but Jib getting on to Cactus Jack isn't actually going to be able to get the kill and is going to die very soon. Him and Deus being down, there isn't a lot of manpower in favor of No Limit right now, and they're probably going to have to back out, just kind of cut their losses and save the Zuber.
Yeah, just kind of early picks came in favor of WAP, just weren't able to get things done in No Limit. They just got some picks, they couldn't put it out now, and now we've got these even Ubers that want to go in deep here. They want to get these picks, they want to try to go in. We do see the snipers off for Deus. We do see back to the regular composition we normally see in sixes here. Do see Camper going in nice to deep. They do get the Uber forced early, but it is actually forced really early by Noma as well, so it's going to be running even Ubers here. Looks like a better Uber for WAP though, as they're getting the spam in. They do... Yeah, they've... Not much really gone here. No picks so far, so even Ubers and no picks. Jib going down low on the flank there, but not able to get much damage. We do continue the spam fest that we're seeing here. As you do see, right there, as I say, Jib does go down the flanks. That is going to be a soldier down for No Limit. Smile goes down really low, but gets healed up. We do see Camper trying to take that early high guard position. Does get hit with some pipes. You see, but Camper goes down as well, so that's not good. That's one more player down. They don't have Jib up just yet. That's going to spell a little bit of a backup for the main composition of No Limit here. They don't want to get caught out. You see Jib going in deep, and he gets the big 2K onto Durzo and Cactus Jack. At the same time, Killer goes down this from Deus, and we do see now the Uber up for No Limit, so they're ready. Big bombs by Jib. The roamers coming in clutch, getting the picks, and getting the pick on the medic. That's going to spell a hard time for WAP to push in here.
In that situation there with that cap, they probably should have waited a little bit before capping. Although it only reset respawn times for Deus and Visual by about 3 to 5 seconds. But that was going to be enough for some of the players to try and come in and get the force. With 2 players going down, that's exactly what they needed though. They did get that force. And with Cactus Jack being at 60% Uber, that is going to be a fairly substantial advantage. Although, this is also going to be the forward hold coming out for No Limit, which is a little bit questionable considering the Uber disad that they currently have. Well, it looks like
they're
Gibbs trying to sit in a bit of a cheeky
bot
spot here.
Yeah. Oh, and he does get the, he gets the pick on a Cactus Jack right before he gets Uber. That's... Yeah, that is unfortunate to say the least. Good job by this Roamer. Roamer coming in clutch this last round for no lose. We do see Fluey going down. Do you see Visual and Camper going down? So that's not very good. We do see just MK and just the scouts and a medic right now up as we do see soldiers do come in spawns, but it's coming down to the wire again. It's coming down the wire. It's 70% Uber for Murph. So if they're able to get this Uber, they're going to be able to take this run, it seems like. But just the scouts, if they're able to get this position, putting themselves in early, Drellis goes down, but to get the trade the juice, Kilo, and then Jig goes down. Fluey also goes down, so it's still it's a 4v3 currently. Heals on both sides. We do see the Uber for Murph. They pop it nice and early, trying to make sure they keep this ground. I don't actually know that they really needed that Uber.
I mean, most of that Uber was also wasted on Camper as well as he was jumping away to get the health back in base cliff. So a little bit question there, but Jib coming in for another bomb, he is just going to push Cactus Jack back. They're trying to keep these players off the point. Visual is still alive with 3 picks in favor of No Limit. It looks like they are going to be able to manage to hold these players off. Cactus Jack on the point alone is going to get Scattergun down, and that Scout dying very late as well. And yet another round coming down to 0-0.
Yeah, 2 very close rounds this map, and we see No Limit takes the map 4-1. We talked about it before that they're a strong Koth team, and they proved it here, taking this map.
Yeah, definitely. The first round, overall, it was super close, but ultimately No Limit managing to come out as the victor in the end by a fairly substantial margin. It's matches like these that really prove that scores don't always tell the full story about how even or how dominant a match was.
Yeah, let's pull up these logs and see what kind of things. And oh my, the first thing I see is Visual gets 449 DPM in a 31-minute match. DPM. Visual has absolutely popped off. Wow. That is a crazy stat to look at. And then also lower, Cactus Jack had 16 deaths compared to Murph's only 3. That's really just not what you want to see is with your team. You don't want to be dying that much on medic. I mean, you're dying even with the most or the lowest amount in your team, but I mean, dying so much, you're just not going to be able to get those heals out. It's showing in the stats. Cactus Jack outputting 33,400 heals compared to Merc 38,700 heals. So
Murph also having like 6 extra Ubers as opposed to Cactus Jack, along with a Kritzkrieg Uber as well, even though that Kritzkrieg didn't amount to anything.
I think he got a kill with it.
Still a lot more Ubers, and continuing. I think going into this matchup, he had 0 drops throughout the entire season, correct?
Yes. Murph had 0 drops going into the season.
He's still keeping that stat going up again with 0 drops to Cactus Jacks too, so...
Meddiff, maybe? Question mark. But going to, like, we've just looking at this DM, it's No Limit is just take the damage by storm. I mean, Visual got 29 kills, MK got 1. Where the highest for WAP was 22, so it was a strong performance DM-wise, getting the frags out and getting that damage out. And I think the main thing that we need to talk about there is just the amount of that death on medic, right? Cactus Jack, I don't think Cactus Jack played poorly, but they just weren't able to protect Cactus Jack as much as they should have there. And because of that, I mean, Jib and Camber were just able to go deep on him. Same with like MK, as well as, I mean, all of Nolan were just able to go deep, and the pocket was able to protect Cactus Jack.
I mean, obviously, not being able to protect your med is really bad, but they also weren't able to get a whole lot of picks onto Murph either, which could just speak to Murph's movement or the rest of his team. I mean, there was a situation where it came down to 7 HP on Murph, and he was still able to make it out alive. So maybe it's just luck. Knock on wood, that doesn't change.
Yeah, as we go into process here, I mean, the way that No Limit was performing on product, I like putting No Limit here as the favorite is not too far off. I mean, they played really well. They played really cleanly. They protected their medic. They got a lot of damage off. Visual popped off. I mean, so did all the players. Jib got some really good bombs in. So
Yeah.
hopefully we're able to see maybe go to the third map of clear. But I mean, process is going to be a good one to see. This is the classic 5 CP that everybody first thinks of.
Yeah, I mean, in that last match for the side of No Limit, not continue tooting horns, but they had 3 players kind of break that 300 damage threshold, while as WAP, they only had 1 player, I believe. But coming into process, like you had said, I believe this was WAP's map pick, so hopefully, if you're WAP, you want to be able to take your own map pick.
Yeah.
If you're not able to, that's just really unlucky.
Yeah, both teams are 1-0. Both teams have won on this map before during week 2 of the season. So both teams have experience on this map, as most Sixes players do. It's a classic map. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. Maybe not everybody loves it, but everybody knows this map. Everybody's played it a lot. So hopefully we're able to see a nice even fight. But I mean, after the performance from No Limit, I mean, convincing if they want to take this. But hopefully we can go to a third map here if WAP can win their map pick.
I mean, in these sorts of matches, you always want to see the third map, just because good matchups, you want them to last forever. Yeah, just for the excitement, to be able to have something to do, something to watch, something for entertainment, and especially with quarantine, what else do you have to do other than watch competitive TF2, right?
Hey, what's better on a Thursday night? We have 3 huge matches going on tonight. I haven't mentioned it yet, but I mean, obviously we have this amateur grand final, as well as the IM grand finals, and then RGL is casting the invite grand finals tonight. So it is a big day for the end of season mayhem that's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to speak to any organization in particular or anything, but knowing what I do know about invite, these are probably going to be your most exciting matches tonight.
Hopefully, if both of these matches go to a best of 3, both this amateur one and this the IM one that's going to be after us, I think that one's starting pretty soon. Those might go a little bit longer than those invite matches. And that invite match is Froyo versus Corsia, with Froyo taking a map up because of their upper bracket run. So
I think there also might be a bit of a wager going on if the IM match is going to last longer than the invite match.
Well, we'll see. But right now, we're focusing on this amateur match, No Limit versus WAP. I know. It's exciting, though. It's competitive TF2 Season 4 is taken to an end. So we do get word that we are starting in just a little bit. So what do you think is WAP gotta really do here to set themselves apart than No Limit?
Really on process mids, high ground is everything, but Process and Sunshine are quite similar in the way that you kind of want to rotate around the point and be able to kind of catch your enemies off guard and sort of really play around them and be able to surround them almost. So as we get underway with this first mid on Process, what are you expecting to see in terms of plays, bombs are you hoping for?
I'm hoping for big bombs. I want some roamers coming in with a spoon or something. That's always what I want to see. Is we do see roamers going in, Fluey going really low, not able to get a pack or anything. So you see Jib getting the positioning. No Limit walking on that right side. Both teams kind of rotating around to the other team's IT here as we go around. As we see Fluey does get taken down by the stickies from Visual. People are starting to just keep rotating around. We're almost rotating all the way around at this point. You see bombs coming in. Jib does go down to, as well as Jost. Did you get that trade? It is 2 down for WAP. You see No Limit. Oh, MK also goes down, but they does get the kill on the kilo. So there's 1 player up in favor of No Limit. So looks like maybe No Limit's going to be able to aggress you. They only have 3 people up for WAP here. They're just going to scout and demo as well as their medic. Do you see both Ubers coming up? So then Nietzsche they can use Ubers, but ooh, big bomb by Fluid does hit the Force. So do you see the Force coming in for WAP as well? No picks just yet after these Ubers get faded. Right as I say it, Fluid and Deus do trade as we do see ooh, WAP getting the picks onto them at their red choke. It's just Camper and Jib left. Ooh, is Cactus Jack gonna crater? And he does! Cactus Jack craters at the very end. That's unfortunate.
Camper definitely coming in clutch there for his team. I think what really went wrong there for No Limit, they had the picks early on, but I think they had gotten the most amount of picks sooner, meaning the WAP spawners were going to come in before their spawners, which, with where they were around the mid, they had players on both sides of them, so they really needed to try and push over to that other side of the mid if they had wanted to have any chance of not only escape, but just not getting surrounded.
And at the very end there, they try to go really aggressive. No Limit tried to get really aggressive, trying to get onto second here, but it kind of bit them in the buds. They did get some picks in favor. Or sorry, WAP tried to get onto second, but No Limit trying to cap down on that, and they got mid because of it here. As we do see already 80% for Murph as they want to come in here nice and early. We do see Camper coming in deep. Ooh, the bomb's coming. Trellis goes down, but they do get the trending Camper. That's okay. Kill also goes down, so that's not the best. We do see just kind of 1v1s going off over inside. MK dancing around as much as they can, trying to get the kill to Fluid. Fluid is super low. Do get the kills. We do see Uber coming up for both teams in just 1 second. Kaishash is going to get it, but this is going to be a point taken for No Limit. Oh, and then Cactus Jack dies with, I don't know, it was a 96% Uber, it looks like. Just couldn't get that Uber, and they just chased it as hard as they could, and it's going to be a full Uber ad for No Limit as they look to just take this in pretty quickly here once they get everybody onto second.
Visual did just spawn right now, but in that fight, he kicked it off really well, hitting some big pipes, getting 2 picks early on, and then the scouts just coming in to clean up the rest of the players and kind of take that second and secure it. Also, Cactus Jack dying as well is not going to be good for them, giving Murph almost full Uber advantage, or pretty much full Uber advantage coming into this last. It looks like they are going to try and take it in through either 3 or 4. They are going to take the Uber in through 3. They send Visual all the way bombing into heaven, getting some early stickies down, trying to keep these players off of the point. A lot of picks going on. Cactus Jack unfortunately did die again, with 3 picks to 2 in favor of WAP. This could be good for them, but they don't have heals, so that's going to be the survivability in favor of No Limit, with still Visual and Camper, I believe, still on the point. Now the medic and the demo in heaven. Very low HP on Murph. The chances of them getting out of this alive are pretty much none.
Yeah, big rockets by Fluid at the end to get those picks. We do see the reinforcements coming in for No Limit. Doesn't look like they can be able to get anything done. Cactus Jack went down very low. Got to get that reset, but it is going to be just, I don't know, there was good rotations for WAP, right? They came in, they had no Uber compared to it was full Uber ad, and they just kind of, I don't want to say they beefed it, but they kind of walked around the point. They walked it back into spawn, walked it to upper, walked it to heaven, just kind of kited everything possible, and now they're pushing into mid here with this ad.
Yeah, unfortunately for No Limit, their reinforcements came in just a little bit too late, and with that wipe, not only did WAP get second, but they're also got mid off of that as well. So far this round's looking pretty good for them, but it has been back and forth. We've been all the way to WAP's last. Now are we going to get to No Limits and then back again? Only time will tell.
We do see Uber coming up for WAP as they want to take this in nice and early. Hopefully they don't want to use here. It is a 50% out as we do see bombs coming in. Cactus Jack surfing around nicely, isn't able to die. Camper coming in nice and deep, gets 2 kills on a kill and smiles before he gets taken down. So big bomb for Camper, doesn't get anything onto the medic, but they're able to get the pick and kind of slows down their push. We do see both Ubers coming up though for both teams.
Really that nice twofer there from Jib, I believe it was. just to try and kind of slow down the push from WAP and allow them to kind of get situated, whether that be with off classes, maybe an engineer, but in this case we do have a heavy coming out, and get their spawners up as well. So far there isn't any contestation of lobby at all, and it's not really looking like WAP is going to take it, but as I say that, there are actually going to take into lobby here. They do have a sniper as well, being Kilo. He has shown to be able to hit some good shots over on the first map, so hopefully he'll be able to try and get something and make an opening for his team here in this last push.
Yeah, and we also see the Enchi coming up for MK, so they're gonna have that extra gun. Oh! Kilo pops out and gets the kill to camera, but unfortunately Fluey also did go down. So it's not going to be a pick, it's just going to be a nice little trade there on either sides of that last. So, I mean, that Enchi, that's a full Uber commitment to get that if they can't get the spam onto it. So, important that they got that gun up. They do the snipers. Another headshot rings out for Kilos. They takes down somebody extremely low. Oh, but he beefs the shot and doesn't like the last one was Kilo. Just trying to get a position out there, trying to get a pick. Don't see a counter sniper in favor of Nolma here as the spam does come through. Cameron does get the kill on the Kilo in lobby.
The Cedric did take a little bit of damage, but it's going to be quickly healed up by MK, who opted to go for Engineer instead of the Heavy. Heavy does have more potential to sponge up damage, but as Engineer, you have your Sentry Gun, and then you can also move around individually and have your shots ringing off with that shotgun as well. In this case, 2 gun is better than 1. Deus is on sniper as well, trying to get a little bit cheeky here and maybe find a pick, but he's just going to be backing off along with the rest of his team. And as such, it looks like WAP is also going to be trying to retake lobby here.
Deus is looking for something that do get the important dispenser pick though, so WAP has the dispenser advantage, but Jib does go down to the sniper from Kilo. Adam jerk around at the dispenser, we do see the headshots ring around for both teams. You see Deus just looking around trying to get something done as well as holding it in heaven. Here's the Kilo just pushes it a little bit too far and gets caught up by the sentry. That's not what you want to see. It is still currently a 5v5 since he did get the headshot to Jib earlier, but looks like WAP is again backing up over onto the second, waiting for the players to get back.
And this is one of the reasons that there are a select few people that really have a dislike for process. It's very stalematey. Obviously, depending on what your team can do, there are ways to break this stalemates, as, in fact, in this case, Kilo has opted to switch off of the sniper in favor of the Frenchman, the spy. He's probably going to be hoping for a backstab onto Murph. Or just making some sort of opening, whether that be Murph or visual as well. Or just taking out that sentry gun, even.
Yeah, if they get a... Yeah, David should get it. He's waiting for his cloak and dagger to recharge up here. They're just kind of spamming through. They're not making tons of space. They're not really poking, so I think No Limit should know that something's going on in WAP's heads right now. They should know that something's going on. There's not a lot of spam. They're not pushing out tons. They should know that they're trying to make space for something, but when WAP does know where they are, or Kilo does know that they're holding that top right side, they know where the gun is, they know where the sniper is. Even if he doesn't get any picks, Kilo's giving him all the information that the team needs to push in on.
It looks No Limit has actually become aware of this spy. Over on the right side near Heaven, you did see Visual shoot out a couple of sporadic pills, maybe hoping to just try and catch Kilo off guard. Drells did go down to, I think, a headshot from Deus, though, so he's making an opening for his team. And with this having the spy as well, that can put you at an extra player disadvantage. So that could have been the opportunity for No Limit to push out, but it's not going to be the case right now. Kilo is going to go down to the shotgun of MK, so that's going to be his ideas or plans foiled there.
Yeah, Deus going out for that counter sack there, just trying to go peek out of roll up there, try to get something done. Not able to get anything done, that's okay though, as we do see back to the 5v5. Kilo did switch back to sniper, so we are going to see back to that sniper be sniper. But I mean, still, at the end there, Kilo trying to get the stop on the sentry. Obviously the sentry, the energy just, you know, MK just go ahead and beat that sentry off of there. But back to where we were. Really not much change. We just the spam going into lobby here, as we do see snipers, Deus, and Kilo just trying to find some angles into the enemy team.
Yeah, we have now ran about 10 minutes off of the clock, with no caps at all, or at least no last caps. So this map anyway, is going to be a long one. As I say, Daves is getting a kill onto Smile, which is the demo, and demos are very important for locking down areas. And it looks like that is the pick that No Limit was looking for in order to try and take an Uber exchange, or feel confident taking it and trying to push out. They do have the sentry gun still on last, so they don't have to worry too much about back caps. But it looks like with spawners coming back and Smile just now getting back to second, looks like they are just going to be taking up a little bit of positioning, but not actually going for the Uber exchange as Deus does go down to Kilo.
Yeah, that's the problem with these kinds of long stalemate lasts is you want to be able to get the picks, but you don't want to go too aggressive when you push out, because if you go too aggressive and you push out and you fail, then you're going to be put in a world of hurt, because they're just going to come right back at you. We do see 2 picks coming out for WAP. Chip and Kimber goes down. That's both soldiers down. They do get the gun. MK goes down as well, so that's only 3 players up. The Ubers haven't popped just yet, but it looks like this is 100% going to be an easy round. Not easy, but a round taken for WAP.
That took a very long time though, but getting those 2 picks on the soldier was definitely the opening that WAP was hoping for, and especially the one that they needed. And that sentry gun got dispatched very quickly, and as we come into this second mid here, is going to be getting to middle bit first. Visual is there as well. Ground is being taken by both teams, just kind of duking it out over these crates. Cactus Jack very low health early on though, and with Fluey going down very low as well. This could be very good for No Limit. With Visual getting the kill onto Fluey from the stickies, although, as I say, 2 picks coming in favor of WAP. Cactus Jack
with the
does
rocket
go
at the
down
end.
to Jib.
Just from the sheer amount of players here, WAP is going to take this, but that's going to be the Uber advantage for No Limit once they get their players back.
They do have a scout
Clutch rockets at the end.
though.
Ooh,
And
but
there's
Kilo
the
goes deep
scout.
and gets Murph! That's a huge pick for... That's a humongous pick for WAP right there. That's the equalizer. Now it's actually going to set the Uber ad in favor of WAP. It's not going to be a huge ad, maybe 20-30%, but I mean, that's the ad. They're back to holding last. Yeah, it's something you can work with. Maybe with the way we've seen Deus hopping on NG, then MK hopping on the heavies, or both of those off classes. So maybe they're able to get something out of here. They are building very fast, Cactus Jack. So maybe they're able to get something done. It's going to be a rough one if they're going to have to push into a heavy and an NG.
I'm pretty sure that scout stuck in through choke and then went in through lower lobby as both Visual and Murph kind of backed out through IT. They kind of got a little bit separated. One stayed in IT, Visual being the one that stayed in IT. Murph went into lobby and then just got murked by the scout.
We do see the Uber getting popped. The gun goes down as well as Chip and Deus going down. That's not very good. We do see Murph is still far away with this Uber. Murph only has 70%. They've got to focus on players. They get the pick in the camera. They're just focusing on the heavy. That's going to be the second round for WAP. Nice and quick. Murph didn't build as quickly as they wanted to. They only had maybe 55%. That turned a 30% ad to maybe a 50% ad. So maybe they could have done a little bit better there. But great job by WAP taking control. They are focusing their shots with that Uber when we head into this third mid. A lot quicker on that time.
Yeah, very much so.
Do you see both teams just taking care of this high ground? More high ground for WAP, but this time as Camper tries to contest it here. The ring around the Rosie happens as normal, but Jib is actually behind. He's going to get to right side of Cactus Jack. He gets the pigs, they get the bomb comes in. Jib and Killer both go down. Right speed, Trellis is solo, but he's able to get the pack. That's going to be still an advantage for nobody here is Camper. He's going to go down from some interesting flying through the skybox there. As MK goes deep, getting Trellis and Fluey, and it's just Durzo left, and it's going to be a mid taken for No Limit.
That was definitely really well played by No Limit. One of the things you kind of got to watch out for on process and maps kind of alike, like Sunshine, when you're rotating around, players hiding. Jib had stayed in IT, just the entrance to IT there, and was able to get the bomb onto Cactus Jack and kind of help to win out that fight for his team, giving them a pretty much full Uber advantage right now, sitting at 60% ad. So if they can push in here and take out Cactus Jack, that could be the round for them right there.
Yeah, and as we talk about it, there we go. We see Kilo hopping on Sniper. So keep kind of relying on Killer to try to get those picks. Maybe we do see Ubers coming up from both teams. Kai just jacked right at 85% right now. So if they can work an angle onto Kill and try to get him looking in through mid or possibly do see bombs coming in for Jib. They do get the force off Rockies. They do get the force. Ooh, the shot does come into this. That's going to actually promote the push even further here. The Uber is going to be popped by Murph right now as they do come in. Following those scouts, they're going to get the pick into fluids. They do continue getting picks. WAP's got to leave here. They can't just leave their demo hanging here. They got to either get the pick or they've got to get out. They're able to get enough Elvis here. Drellis does look like he's going to go down over onto mid here as his team comes in to help him. Murph does go down. The stick gives him some help. That's going to get the medic down. They got to protect Kai just striking out at all costs. He's going to go down. No limit in camper. The combined efforts, but it's going to be the mid taken for WAP as frags come through. Kilo's still not sniper, so still getting stuff done.
Trellis came up from behind. I'm not exactly sure where he came from. He was in behind, kind of got left alone with Murph. Somehow Murph was able to make it away from him, but he wasn't able to make it away from a sticky from Smile, which was able to clean up on the damage from Drellis. Managed to live throughout that entire fight, which you can't leave soldiers alive behind you. I believe he'd actually come through IT.
Yeah, just don't see anything special Hoover besides Kill staying on that sniper. Ubers are being built up. They're very roughly even. Not much stuff to do right now besides just build as you just get that spam through. But yeah, just back to the kind of stalemate we see usually on Process. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some bombs coming in for Fluey or Drellis or Jib and Camper. Just if I don't see somebody flying through that Process choke point at 100 miles an hour, I'll be very mad.
I mean, yeah, with both of these teams being at full Uber, they're just going to be stalemating here kind of on this mid to second. Kilo is on the sniper, who is probably going to be trying to look for a pick to Murph, although I don't know if he's going to find it. I think they're looking, actually, WAP is trying to set up for a push here.
Kilo gets
Fluey
the shot
is in a
to
position
Murph,
to go in for a bomb. But instead, it's the no-limit soldiers kind of bombing into sewer to try and hold these players off and maybe get a little bit of early damage.
Yeah, Kilo is positioned here in sewer. Is actually going to rotate out just as I say it. Nice timing. He had an opportunity to get the shot to Merc, but he missed it. Unfortunately, he gets another shot to Visual, but not able to get it. So just sitting back there doing the regular Process spam mid and second hold here as we do just see players just being spammy, trading out some damage here and there. So expect some bombs coming in here as we don't say anything right now. So it's going through now if we get anything done, it rotates to sewer or not. Guess not.
It looks like No Limit is going to be making some advances towards WAP, but as they're not really able to get a whole ton of damage, or especially not able to kind of catch anybody out with those stickies from Visual, they are just going to kind of back off. They did get control of Sewer, with Jib sitting in there right now, and Deus in IT, so they do have some pretty good map control. So getting the shot on Visual could be the opening that WAP needed.
Yeah, it's 100% going to be the opening they need. They get the pick on the demo. They're also going to get the pick on a Camper who stayed out there a little bit too long. Oh, but bomb comes in for Jib, and he's able to get the... Or, sorry, yeah, the bomb comes in for Jib. Is going to get the force onto Cactus Jack. That's going to be the Uber for Murph now. It's going to be at that full ad. They're going to be able to push out here when they want to, but they're currently on the last. Wow, take this in quick, it looks like. Not 100% sure if this is the correct thing. I mean, this Uber, it does get popped early as a... Dude, does get picked off, though, by the Smiles. That is going to be the pick. It's going to be sitting back on this hold that we've normally seen. Really sweet.
Is the
Sorry, I
game
was
super?
lagging out harder than anything.
Is the game super laggy for anyone? Because I'm watching a
Yeah,
slideshow right
yeah.
now.
I am. My computer was dying there too. I don't know if that was the game or
I
the
think that's the
stream or
server
something.
because
Because
I was watching a bit of a slideshow as well.
I got a little caught out there. I didn't know if I disconnected or something because things were just very bad. But it was WAP that took that last cap. They're taking it up 3-0 at this half on process. So they are turning things around. They are doing what we talked about, and they're taking these points.
Yeah, I mean, it is their map pick, so you expect them to be super confident. I mean, super confident on it, and they're showing to be. They're doing extremely well here. I believe up 3-0 at the end of this first half. We can only expect the rest of this match to hopefully go kind of in that same vein, but anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, no limit after losing the first round on product, they turned around and won 4. So maybe we can see some kind of reverse sweep here to send us to clear cut. But WAP is doing everything they can right now, and it's they're turning out well. They're going good. Let's see if we can find these logs. All right, looking at these logs here, Camper doing work in the DM department, dying a whole bunch, but that's the life of a roamer. And both soldiers actually for no limit just dying a whole bunch, but they're getting a lot of work done. Not much to really go off. It's not been like spectacular game for either team. Obviously, we do see WAP coming out with the 3-0, so we are seeing the it's come to fruition more with those kills and whatnot. We do see the more kills coming in favor of WAP, 56 to 41. So maybe that's something to talk about. There's just more kills, more damage going on, but I mean, it's just a dominant performance from WAP so far. Only 3 caps from No Limit. Only 3. That's not what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to look at medics a little bit, to stay alive a little bit better than Cactus Jack is. But even with that, WAP is just being so dominant, even with their medic dying, and even with Murph having an extra Uber on them, it doesn't really seem to affect them a whole lot, and it's just not enough for No Limit. Obviously, DPM numbers are going to be really low across the board just because stalemate, but Visual kind of lagging behind the rest of his team just a little bit. Which is kind of not what you want to see, but either way, both teams are still putting up a good fight and still playing some good TF2, so.
Yeah, WAP is, they might have lost 4-1 on product, but they're saying, hey, we are still here. We're not out of this. Doesn't matter. We lost your pick. We're going to win on our pick. And it looks like might be able to head to a Hydra on Clerica, which will be a fun one if they head to that.
Yeah, I mean, if we do make it to a third map, which I really want.
Yeah, a third map is it's been uncommon this playoffs for amateur.
Well, even a newcomer third maps have not been common.
Yeah, you just see like dominant teams just kind of rolling through. Sadly, as the internet's been going all weird and whatnot, but I mean, so far it's been a good one. As we did talk about WAP, like both teams have not lost a map in so far in playoffs. Both teams have gone 2-0 in every single map they've played, in every single game they've played so far. They've all gone 2-0. Even in the round 3 match, or the round 3 match between WAP and Sweaty Spaghetti, they even went 2-0, which is the one that we didn't expect. I mean, hey, it's dominant teams are being dominant here, as we do see the first third map for either one of these teams, or the first, or maybe the first third map for either one of these teams. We don't know just yet. Odds are in favor of WAP, but you never know.
With esports, anything can happen. You never want to count yourself out of a game because that's going to be the only you actually don't have a chance, is when you don't think you have a chance. I mean, people have come back from 4-0 and just went on sweeps and just completely upset, and anything can happen in TF2 and just esports as a whole.
Yeah, that's well said. Anything can happen here. And the second you count yourself out is the second you're counting yourself at the game. So No Limit can't just here. They know they've got to get some stuff done. They know they've got to get the work done, and it's WAP's map to lose, especially here on Process.
I mean, the way that first half went, definitely don't count WAP out of it yet. Obviously, product in terms of score line, it wasn't very close, but the actual matches, it came right, or round, sorry, came right down to the wire. But with the performance WAP has been putting up, they're really showing that they want this. They are not out of it, and they want to win.
Yeah, that's well said. I think it was, what, 2 games or 2 rounds on product went down to 0-0 with No Limit taking both of them. So, I mean, both teams, they've played each other enough. They know the stuff they've got to do. They know internally what they've got to get done here. And hopefully, I believe we're supposed to be getting started soon for the second half of Process. Is getting word that we are starting in just 10 seconds. I do see both teams readying up. Alright, I am gonna watch... I'm watching Jib on this one. Jib went big the last mid for No Limit, so I'm gonna watch him see if he's able to get stuff done on Roamer. Do you see? Oh, Caribou goes down extremely low, but he's able to live here. His might get caught out. He's just getting the air, and he's gonna get caught in the air by kills. So do get the trade with Fluey as well as Jib. So both soldiers down for No Limit here. Looks like WAP wants to kind of troll here. Dude, Drellis is very low, so they've got to get healed. Drellis, they won't get much done. It looks like WAP is gonna take this mid after both soldiers went down for No Limit. And they want to take this early. Drellis is going in deep, immediately trying to get something done. And as I say that, we do see a pause coming through, so. Pause, I am assuming that's for the server? Yeah, the server's been acting a little bit up here. We've been stuttering a whole bunch, so we do see a pause coming through. Hopefully we're able to continue this in a little bit, but yeah, that was the mid went in favor of WAP.
I mean, if we kind of look where we are right now on the second point, WAP is very low health, and with MK's current positioning, if he can hit this next scattergun shot, Drellis isn't going to have a good time, but if he misses, Murph ain't looking like he's going to be living much longer.
Yeah, this is, looks like a doom scenario for somebody, and certainly here. Looks like MK is faced upwards. If MK can flick down and get the shot, maybe Drellis is... I think Drellis is certainly going to die here. 60 Joule flying through the air, so... Woof. Yeah, but I mean, WAP wants to take this in super early. We see Pipes floating midair and Stickies floating midair. So... But importantly, it's only still no soldiers up for No Limit here. Pretty early.
Oh, both scouts are there. Okay, yeah, Drellis is definitely going to die.
Yeah, Drellis is he's not on time. No matter what, his rocket's gonna hit himself, or his scout's gonna hit him, and he's gonna go bye-bye and go back to spawn.
I think at the very most, he could get a rocket onto Murph. With the positioning of the rest of WAP, especially Kilo, good chance, even if Drellis dies, down with him. So with the full Uber,
that's kind of the
you'd hope we'd be able
though.
to pop in time.
Yeah, with just one rocket, I mean, Murph knows what's coming. Murph is looking at him. Murph sees the entire picture. Dies to this. I mean, Drellis he's going in deep. He wants to get so he's got big eyes and he's got big hopes for this bomb. And once this pause comes ends, we'll see what happens. All right, it looks like we might see this pause coming in for a little bit longer, so we're actually going to throw it to a break. As we go to the break, it's 3-0 in favor of WAP on the map and 1-0 in favor of No Limit on the match. See you guys in a little bit. Yeah, okay. Sorry about this. Right as we tossed it to a break, they unpaused, so that wasn't fun, and now all of our HUDs are screwed up. We did see the Ubers being traded, but let's see. So Kaijus Jack lived, and so did Murph. So both meds lived, but WAP did go ahead and take seconds. We do see a heavy and an NG come up for No Limit, as we've seen before.
Yeah, Ubers are pretty even coming into this. Cactus Jack being at like a 10% advantage. In this case, it's not going to be actionable at all, because if you go in and die, you're going to lose second in this case. Fluey does try and go in for a bomb, gets completely stuffed by the Tomislav of MK, which is kind of what you expect when you try and bomb a heavy. They do also have Deus on the engineer getting set up as well, so that's going to be a ton of damage splunging capabilities, and just a ton of different targets that you have to focus. Trying to get in for a last push here.
Yeah, we do see we are seeing the NG up here. Nothing really going on. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see a sniper coming out. For WAP, probably kill as we've normally seen, just going for a sack. Looks like they kind of want to take position here in lobby, as we do see Fluey going deep, trying to go behind, trying to get something done, but he runs directly into a level 3 sentry, so that's going to be the end for him. But maybe see Jib go for a counter-sack here as he's poking through a lower lobby, and it doesn't look like he's gonna get something done here, even if he does try to bomb and everybody's watching him.
He's just kind of exchanging some rockets with the feet of Trellis here, taking some to his feet as well. Again, with another stalemate coming in, we're just kind of waiting for probably one of the snipers of either team to either get that shot onto the medic dropping the Uber, or another key player like the Heavy or the Demo.
And as we mentioned, snipers coming to play. We do see another pause coming through. The server's just having a lot of issues right now. Apologize for that, guys. But yeah, back to the normal hold that we've normally seen.
I mean, in this case, with WAP being up 3 rounds, they could just try and hold this out and just kind of keep them on last here. They don't really need to do anything drastic. They just need to kind of keep that,
Yeah, it's WAP is in control of this game right now. They've got the 3 rounds up. They're in the position, right? If they can just spam out here and hold as much as they want. Like, they can even bring a heavy in and hold a heavy onto this and go really slow into push to last if they really wanted to. And that's something we commonly see on Metalworks last, because it's so hard to push in sometimes, similar to Process. So maybe we'll see that go, that happen if we see people just kind of stick around and kind of camp it out. But I mean, who knows? Only they know.
I mean, for all we know, they could be thinking of bringing out an engineer on the side of WAP and setting up there to just keep it there as long as possible. A level 3 sentry gun to last.
It's a strategy.
I think it is. I mean, I think I actually had that done against me in the past, and when you see that level 3 gun going up in front of you, it's just, you know, it's game over.
Yeah, imagine using Ubers on last and then walking out through Shutter and seeing a level 3. Like, that is an unhappy sight, to say the least. You think you just won the fight, and then you get blasted by 4 rockets and a machine gun. Alright, since we're going to toss this to another break here, guys, as we do have this pause. Looks like it's going to continue. Hopefully we're not going to have another weird pause situation, but we're going to toss this to a break, so we'll be back soon, guys. Don't worry. Alright, we're back, guys. Pause has finished up once again. Still having a little bit of server issues, so hopefully we'll be able to get those fixed and everything will be smooth sailing for the rest of the game, but nothing has happened so far. Kilo is still just on sniper, and we're just missing out on some beautiful process stalemate action. So we didn't miss much.
Who doesn't love good old stalemating? As we talked about the stalemate, I did hear a headshot ring out though from one of the snipers. Unfortunately, due to the pause, I can't see who it was that actually had gotten headshot.
But Smile did go down as well as Jib. So Smile, that's unfortunately going to lose a demo, so that might prompt him a little bit more forward aggression from No Limit. But as we're talking about, this is a WAP's point here. They are in the forward hold. They just they're sitting here. They're just waiting as they do see Smile coming back. So anything that No Limit wanted to do just kind of nullified once Smile got back. So staying back to this stalemate. As you do see, it looks like MK is trying to poke out through to watch lower lobbies. He takes a shot at Kilo, but they both miss on each other. So just trying to get these picks on the flanks. We do see the headshot coming out and actually taking Camper down to 2 health. But looks like they want to take it here. WAP is not happy. As they do get the pick on limits, that's going to be the sniper down for No Limits. And WAP just wants to take this early. Ooh, but Drillets gets caught up by the spam near 5 door there. And then Jib also gets picked off. So it looks like that's going to probably spell the end of the push. Oh, or no, right as I say that, they'll walk you through 5 here. They're trying to get something done. Do you see Uber is going to be popped soon, I'm assuming, but I don't know. It's a slideshow, so I'm not 100% sure. Looks like Camper does go down. As things happening in very slideshowy fashion. Sorry about that, guys. We do see Ubers. Both teams have Ubers, and so far have been popped. Murph does pop. Looks like we are heading to another pause.
Another pause.
So. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Amateur Grand Finals. We roll right on into this nice mid. Currently, WAP is up 3-0 in the map. As we head into this one, Camera goes down early, but he does do the drill, so that's another pick for each team. It's currently 1-1. Kilo also goes down, so that's another pick in favor of No Limit here as they go into this mid. Looks like they want to take this aggression. Blue is very low as Jib goes in deep. They get the pick out of Smiles, the demo down. Catch Strike also gets picked down. And Murph is also alive, so that's going to be a full Uber advantage. They roll this into second here and most likely roll this into last.
Yeah, on that mid fight, just giblets flying everywhere around that red crate. There was just so many people just exploding. A lot of damage being done by these soldiers, kills coming out, although it looks like Murph did die on that mid, which is not, well, both meds did, which isn't ideal, but they can still work with this. Jib is in a position to maybe go for a back cap in lobby, although it looks like he is going to be backing out. He has now been spotted, so the opportunity is gone. We'll have to see what the rest of his team decides to do here. Both Ubers are, not the most even, about a 30% or 20% ad in favor of Cactus Jack. Once again, we do also have Kilo on the sniper again. So we'll have to see if he's able to make anything work and try and get a pick.
Yeah, I mean, a 30% ad is enough to push off of here. So if they're able to get something up, they're able to get a pick and want to roll this in quickly. I mean, they can try to do something with it and try to push it out aggressively. But I mean, hopefully then maybe that's not able to get a pick. I mean, they're known for it. Kilo's been on that sniper a lot. They do have Drizzer get on NG. So, and yep, he's setting up that gun over in that lower spot. So if anybody tries to go in, it's going to get caught by the Sentry. So maybe they're going to try to get something done. But I mean 30, you can push off a 30 ad. So.
Although in this case, it doesn't look like they're going to. When pushing off last, especially with only like 30% ad, you really need to be careful and make sure that you clear out any sort of stragglers and don't leave anyone behind that could go for the back cap. I've seen that happen a lot of times, and it's really unfortunate when it does, but you just gotta be careful and take things slowly, which you can't always do with Ubers. But Camper is going to go down, which again could be another pick that WAP needs to push off, but having Kilo up, who is actually going to get a headshot onto Deus. Visual is going to take out Kilo as well, so this could be the opportunity to push out. It looks like they are going to go through. Jib has been left behind in lobby though, so they need to clear him out before they're actually able to try and push it all.
Yeah, at the end there, Visual got a nice rocket on, I believe that was Camper? No, not Camper, sorry. You got a nice rocket onto Drellus as he tried to bomb in. As we do see the Ubers coming out for Nola. Murph does pop early, they get the gun down. The Uber does get traded, and he's just not with anybody. They need to connect up. They do get connected, but they didn't get on point fast enough. No one's gonna get the point from this. That was a really poor Uber for Cactus Jack here. He was kind of separated. He dropped the player and separated from the rest of his team. So he was just kind of left alone, and then they're just going to be able to walk onto point. So not the best by them as No Limit takes their first round of the map.
They also didn't really seem to contest that last point, but as we are now getting onto this mid-fight here, looks like WAP is taking early positioning on this high ground. Really important to try and get some spam. Camper's going to go in for a bomb onto 3 players that are on the high ground, but he is going to get dispatched. These players are playing a little bit of a game of ring around the rosy now. WAP have now taken over No Limit's positioning right now. Visual's a little bit separated, but Deus is there with him, just trying to exchange some damage, some kills. Kilo does go down. Jib and Deus do now go down for the side of No Limit, so it's looking to be in favor of WAP, but with Smile going down as well, along with Drellis going down to another pill from Visual, it's not looking good for them either, and they are going to be taking the escape as quickly as possible, just to barely getting out through IT.
Yeah, looks like they're taking this quickly through choke here, even a little bit down a couple players. It looks like they're going to get the Ubers forced out by each team. Murph goes down very low, but does end up popping. Looks like it could be a better Uber here in favor of No Limit here. Players are very low, and Murph is very low himself, but the bombs do come in. Ooh, and the cleanup comes through Drellis, Cactus Jack, Fluey, and Smile all go down to the bombs and the team coordination. Murph is still alive. It's just Jerzo left on point. Looks like he's going to spell the end for him, and possibly the round for WAP as they want to push this in as fast as possible.
Now, Cactus Jack is going to be up with both of his soldiers, so hopefully they're going to be able to delay long enough in order for their demo to come back up, who is going to be able to really deny this point. These soldiers definitely doing some good work here along with their medics. Smile is now up as well along with Kilo, and Durzo is soon to follow. So hopefully they will be able to hold this off. Durzo is going to take the engineer to have a little bit more defensive capability. And it looks like they have been able to hold off that possible push, which is good for them. They've been able to hold out just a little bit longer.
Yeah, but the bad thing there is that they're sitting at another 30% Uber dissat. And No Limit knows this. They want to take this in as fast as possible. They're taking it through, looks like 3 or 4 door right away, taking it through 3. They're going in. The gun's very low, so if they get another shot on that gun, they can go down as they don't get anything just yet. But as I say that, the gun goes down as well as Drellis. They do have the picks. They get the point present. They're going to get on point here. Cactus Jack gets the Uber, but they do drop Smile in the background. That's going to be a demo down. They are players up right now, and as I say that, ooh, Camper and Visual both go down, so it's going to be no demos for each team. It's just going to be scouts for each team plus the medics. See what they can do here. It's kind of tag team. See what they can do. I mean, just the DMs, they do get respawners. Drellis does come in, so it looks like it's going to be another hold in favor of WAP as they want to take this in nice and early now that they have the presence.
I mean, as we had talked about before the match had started, the WAP scouts definitely coming in clutch. They're being able to hold off both of the scouts and the medic for No Limit. And again, allow and delay just long enough for their spawners to come up and then being able to push out. Visual did get a pill on to kill Kilo, which isn't going to be good for WAP, but they did manage to push out and cap second off the back of their scouts there, so definitely well done by them. The repush is coming in from Visual. A big bomb launches Cactus Jack up into the air. He is going to go
all
down.
The picks! All the picks have went in favor of No Limit here. Everybody got down. It's just Kilo who's a respawner who went on power to try to defend. It's everything, but things they've got to stack this point, get a scout on the point. They've got to try to keep them off of here. Spyro's going to do work here, trying to get them off. Looks like he will do a little bit, but once they get their spawners up, it could spend Doom. Oh, but the reflex, they do get the kill to No Limit. Just also gets on Kilo's very low. Kilo's 1 health. One shot of Kilo can kill him, but it looks like they're going to be able to hold this for the time being.
Oh my, Kilo with the clutch pyro play there. It was really not looking good for them. The damage coming in from Visual with those stickies and the cleanup from the rest of his team. Oh, that was so close, but Kilo definitely playing or having the right call there to take pyro to defend there. Honestly, probably they would not have been able to defend without that pyro.
Yeah, that pyro didn't work.
Yeah.
Actually just defended the point, and it looks like we're back to the second and mid hold here. We do see, I mean, it's a good Uber ad. It's roughly 30. They want to take this early. The same bomb they did last time, just jumping everything through choke. Ooh, Visual solo, and he's going to get picked off in the show. They only get the trade of Drellis as well as Smiles. That's demos down for both teams. We do see, other than that, just Fluey gets taken down on the flank here. It looks like they want to try to take this in. Uber was not popped for WAP. So Cactus Jack has the Uber. They know they can defend with this. They want to try to go in here and try to get the Uber forced as fast as possible. Slows on point. Uber does get forced. Looks like Caper's gonna go down though. He's gonna get shot by the pistol and go down over near heaven as they want to get out of here as fast as possible. They do get the pick onto Jib as well, so they're only gonna be a couple people up. Just the demo scouts that are up right now is dodging and weaving, but it looks like Deus is most likely gonna die here as he does. So back to the same thing. I like the bombs that they were doing there. They're just jumping a demo right through choke and just getting right on top of him.
It definitely worked the first time, but Cactus Jack probably having a little bit of deja vu, seeing that demo man just flying towards him at Mach 10. He knew that this time he actually had to get out of there, and he was able to not go down, but he is going to go down now to MK, off the back of some damage from Visual as well. Smile going down to Visual as well. Camper does get traded out, but Kilo is going to go down again, and that's going to be almost a full wipe coming from No Limit onto WAP, just Durzo making it out alive, and No Limit with some insane momentum coming out from all of these server issues and everything. They're rejuvenated. It's almost like they're a different team.
Yeah, they're totally taking control here. They know they've got this ad. I think they should just build up this ad as quickly as possible, as it looks like they're going to do. And once they get that, they can just kind of push this in. They have a massive Uber out here. Actually, only around 30%. But that's enough to push off of. If they get the right picks, they call the right targets here. They do have the gun up for Kilo, so he is keeping it up. Has been kind of the staple of what we've seen so far in these process. Last push as they want to take it in here. They've got the Uber. They know they have an ad. Looks like they're going to take this right through 4. They see that gun. But I mean, importantly, look at... Look at Cactus Jack. They're just held up there. Nobody's touched them. Nobody goes down, but nobody gets on point. They only get the cap. Jib just jumps on a point and gets it. That was the downside of holding at that top area, was nobody came down when they went towards point.
WAP really needs to just try and stabilize here. They are still in the driver's seat, leading this 4-2, but they need to be able to stabilize and get some rounds back, so hopefully they're able to take this mid and carry it on to last. With this mid coming to a start here, it looks like early high ground is going to be taken out. Unfortunately for Cactus Jack, a big bomb coming in from Jib. He's going to die very quickly, and the rest of the picks are very quickly going in favor of WAP. They also do get the kill onto Murph, which is going to be incredibly important for them. Deus is the last one alive, along with Visual, who's just now bombing out of Sewer, who is going to, unfortunately, crater, so it is just going to be Deus being the lone survivor. And WAP is going to get that mid and second as well.
Yeah, both mids died. They're a great job by WAP. Once their mid died, they absolutely sold out for Murph. They knew they had to get something done, but as I say it, Jib is actually on Spy right now. So they were trying to get as much info as possible here. They know where they are. They know the positioning and everything. We also see Deus hopping on that sniper on that last hold here. But I mean, if Jib's able to get something, that's going to turn the tide of the round right now. Looks like he's uncloaking here. Is he going to get it? He is going to get the pick on a Cactus Jack. And Smile! He gets the 2K on Spy! Absolutely insane!
I was just about to say, this is looking really interesting with Jib on the Spy, and especially with Murph, who already had a little bit of an advantage over Cactus Jack, but with those two stabs there, that's going to be probably second for free, unless this back cap can come through, although Visual does have stickies down, so Drellis isn't actually going to be able to get anything. And off the back of that stab there, this could be second coming out pretty soon, depending on how safe No Limit wants to play this.
Murph got sent absolutely ages, but he is able to connect with his team. Sticks got sent half the team ages for that Uber, but it looks like it did send them far enough forward that they were able to capitalize on some positioning. But we give Team the backup. It's going to get it.
Three players set up together in lobby here, not even being...
That's it. That's the game. They had those players in the back. They planned that. I think they knew they went deep with that, so they just kind of held behind an upright T. And once they went through, they just kind of all walked behind, and that's the map. That's the game, and that's GG. WAP has taken process, and we're going to go to map 3.
What a play there. Definitely some good position, and obviously some amazing team coordination to kind of bait out that super deep push, but then still have the 3 players behind to coordinatedly go in for the bomb. And if you have 3 players coming in for a back cap when most of the other team is pushing it on second, I think there was a times 7 cap rate on second. That's the cap there. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean that was, a pretty short one compared to what we've seen so far. Let's like, take a look at those logs and see what we can see from those. All right, the combined logs are up for process. Um, Visual and Jib doing a lot in the damage front. Obviously, damage numbers are pretty low in the DPM department just because we had some long stalemates. The first round going 11 minutes and the fourth round going 13 minutes. So obviously slugfests of stalemates. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty even between both teams. I mean, we had one side of WAP just absolutely taking control of the map, and then the other half, No Limit just saying, "Hey, we're still in this." It's slugging out 2 rounds before they got back capped. So pretty
I
good stuff
mean,
so far.
at least with the medics, another trend we've kind of seen is Murphy usually has more Ubers and has less deaths. Cactus Jack, in this case, having 14 deaths, which is a lot, but his team was still able to take a majority of the rounds, and those first 4 rounds were in a very quick succession, and they were just barely able to get that final back cap to win out the map. But either way, his scouts definitely coming in huge. Some good frags, 30 and 24 for Kilo and Durzo, respectively. Definitely doing a good job and kind of putting their team on their shoulders a little bit, especially in one of those previous rounds where it was 2 scouts and a medic versus 2 scouts and a medic on last.
Yeah, shout out to Durzo. He's 24 and 6. He died less times than even Murph did. So Durzo is putting in work right now as scout, absolutely showing a clinic in the cleanup department, only having a 191 DPM, but obviously we were in a stalemate for a long time, but cleaning up tons, doing lots of damage. So good job by both the scouts. So I mean, it's despite the scoreline of 5-2, it went one super in favor of one team, but then super in favor of another team. So far, it's been really good. Both maps have been very close, despite a little bit more one-sided score lines.
Yeah. In terms of like specific players, No Limits MK with 6 medic picks as a scout. That's a lot. Usually you kind of
Yeah,
want to see your roamer doing the work with that. I mean, Jib isn't too far behind. He's sitting at 4 med picks for him. So definitely freaking Cactus Jack out a little bit. He's got a lot of players coming for him, and well, it's been showing.
yeah, it's definitely been a tough time for Cactus Jack. But I mean, moving on to this next map here, we're on Clear Cut, which, as we talked about before, if you guys were here, I mean, we're back to a Koth map, No Limit's favorite this season. So, does this spell doom for WAP? Or, like, what do you? This is definitely gonna be an interesting one. We're hopefully gonna be closer. Maybe see the comeback from the map sweep from WAP, maybe take the last two. But I mean, No Limit showed their strength in both clear cut and product in scrims and matches and everything. So I mean, what do you think WAP's gonna do here to take back the Koth presence that they need to take it over No Limit?
Honestly, I think this is still anyone's map. Like we have mentioned, scorelines have not really been telling the full story. The scorelines may seem like, oh yeah, these maps are super decisive, but on product, there were 2 rounds coming down to 0-0 on the clock for both teams, and another that came down to 0 and 30 seconds. So WAP has definitely been able to put up a good fight on Koth. I think product is a lot more scout favored than clear cut is. Clear cut, you really need your soldiers to go in deep to get those bombs and those picks. Um, and with No Limit, I kind of am feeling giving them a little bit of the edge in their soldiers. So I have a feeling that No Limit could probably take this round, but it's bound to be a good match nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, thinking back to what happened during product, I mean, Cactus Jack had like what was it, like 15 or something deaths, which is just compared to like the only 5 or so of Murph, it's insane. So if Cactus Jack could stay alive more and kind of nullify some of those bombs and take care of like the pocket protecting that med more, I think we can see. I mean, WAP taking it really like decisively. I mean, rounds were close despite um Cactus Jack having more than double the deaths of Murph. So if that can happen when the deaths are so large and the death gap is so large, what happens if those are close? So I mean, it's still anyone's game, as you said. I could not have predicted any of this in either round scores or how close it would be before the game. So I'm excited to get into this last map.
I mean, looking back at the logs for map 1 being product, Murph had 3 deaths to Cactus Jack's 16. 3.
Oh my. That
3
is.
deaths, no drops, 6 extra Ubers, plus a crit streak.
Wow. Yeah. So, I mean, if Murph's been playing great. Murph has showed that he's a great medic and's been playing really safe, but also safe enough where he can still output healing, right? That's your goal by being safe on medic. You don't want to be super safe to the point where you're not healing and outputting the impact that your team needs, but you also don't want to be too aggressive and dying when you're not to be. So if Murph continues playing the way he is, I mean, props to him. He's been playing amazing so far.
So let's say Murph does go down. Obviously, that's going to prompt a quad sack coming in from No Limit. What do you hope to see WAP do, or even putting it back the other way and possibly seeing what No Limit would do in order to kind of combat that 4-man sack?
Playing safe, playing inside of those sheds, playing inside of the house, playing really far back, even if you give him a little bit of position during those sacks, clear cut you can see across the map and you can kind of, bombs are very telegraphed, right? If a soldier comes bombing all the way from all the way back behind the house and onto the point, like you can see that from a mile away. So if by playing really safely, you can kind of tell what's coming at you. So if you play correctly here as a medic and as a combo, you can see what's happening and then kite otherwise, right? So if you see what's happening, you can kite them and you can be like, all right, I don't need to worry too much. But I mean, the bombs for No Limit have been great. The combination of Jib and Camper are just amazing with the bombs. And I mean, not to point anything past Drellis and Fluey, they've also been doing great, but it's going to really well. Looks like we're going to be starting pretty soon as people start to ready up. I mean,
in terms of like combating quad sacks, one thing that I had seen in the newcomer grand finals was demos bunkering down in the shack with their meds and sticking up the entrance. So anytime people would bomb in, they would just insta get dead on and just die. So I kind of hope to see that, but then you also have to defend the back door as well. But we are getting underway with Clear Cut, the 3rd map for the Amateur Grand Finals of Season 4 tonight. Nick, take it away.
All right, this is the deciding match. Whoever wins this wins Amateur. They're not playing for anything but bragging rights here. So we do see both teams coming. It does look like Smite got there a little bit earlier than Visuals. We do see the bombs coming. Fluid goes down early, going for the bombs. You see Drellis going up too, but he does get battled down. Looks like the high ground is in favor of No Limit here. People just keep going down with the big pipes coming out. It gets going to kill, and this is going to be a clean mid take for No Limit. Not really much happens. That's just nice picks. People went down early, and that's just kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, Bob, they weren't really able to kind of take any sort of map control. As soon as they tried to take any sort of footing, oh, and Cactus Jack dying to Visual, that's at 96% Uber. That's really not looking good for them in this first round. But yeah, on that initial mid-fight, they weren't really able to take up any positioning.
Looks like Drell is trying to go one more rocket onto Murph.
Oh, and he gets the Uber and uses it.
That is unfortunate.
I mean, he got the force, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate for No Limit. Obviously, Murph doesn't have 20/20 vision. Can't see that he was going to die before he shot that rocket, but one more rocket would have killed Murph. So not a horrible use. He kind of had to there if he wanted to stay alive. So we do see Fluid going deep again, kind of trying to go behind him, but he's going to get caught out. You do see just taking the pressure. Fluid goes down really low, but the Archers kind of bully him out. As the Stakey comes around, gets the kill on the Deuce. Small good gun. That's the demo down for my words here. Demo goes down for WAP as they keep trying to push up here. Camper just gonna touch another soldier down. Looks like MK wants to take position with Visual here. It looks like they're gonna be able to bully them out. No demo was enough for No Limit to kind of take the advantage.
No Limit bringing up Deus on the sniper again. They've just been really dominant so far, and they haven't been giving WAP any space whatsoever. And this sniper is just going to further that fact. Not only are they not going to be able to take any space laterally, now they can't go anywhere or peek for fear of getting headshot. The Uber is going to come out from Cactus Jack. I think it did get forced considering how low his health is. And with Murph using the Uber way later, that is going to be really good in favor of No Limit. Although the players of No Limit, their combo, are currently getting surrounded by Drelis and Durzo. With Kilo coming in as well, the medic is managing to live, and Visual is going to go down as well, which at least they've managed to get something. But Visual just hitting some crazy pipes. He did die by his own hand, but still, not really being able to get anything for WAP, which is not what you want to see.
Yeah, as we head into this next one, I mean, we've got a 20% add in favor of Murphys. We see, again, Soldiers going deep. Kilo does go down to the SMG of MK, or not, sorry, MK Deus. Looks at the bombs too. Camera goes down very low, and Murph is so low. Murph does stay alive, barely by the edge of the teeth, as WAP kind of take this mid-fight. I just said it is an Uber ad for No Limit, but the snipers, look at this, the sniper's just denying so much positioning from WAP here. The sniper's cutting off the entire point. So just going deep in, Jim gets the big on a Gecks strike before he's able to get Uber. That's for time with those bombs, they just weren't able to protect him enough. He came out of nowhere and just got on top of him, and that's the med picked down. That's going to be an easy mid take for No Limit.
I mean, it's really sad to see that that's kind of been the story of this matchup. Cactus Jack not being able to stay alive, and that's putting WAP at a huge disadvantage here. Although on that mid-push, something I thought was kind of interesting. No Limit got 3 picks, and they didn't re-push immediately, but obviously it was the right call here. Visual very low health. He is going to have the Uber popped in order to save him. Coming in, Smile, Durelis, and Fluey go down, along with Cactus Jack dying to MK as well. Durzo is going to die here very soon as well, and with Deus as the sniper being the only one to die for No Limit, that's going to be the full wipe coming from them, and with 10 seconds left on the clock, I think this round has sealed, or at least this round is a sealed deal.
Yeah, as Drelis comes in trying to salvage something, not like anything, they're just going to kind of sack it as much as they can, and before they can even touch the point there, no one was able to take it. Camper actually ended on a, was it a 10 kill streak, was it? Oh my god, and I think Murph, I don't think Murph died that entire round. Murph just stayed alive so much. Insane survivability as we've kept talking about as we head into the second mid. So far, no Soldiers bombing, but I feel like we are going to see the tune. As I say, Jib goes deep and it's a nutty earshot into Trellis midair. Insane shot. He is able to get the follow-up. So great shots, as you do see, Kill does go down. So one soldier down for each team here, as well as the scout goes. Fluey also goes down. So that's going to be no soldiers, going to be no high ground presence. So that's going to seal the end for WAP here on this mid. Another mid. No Limit is showing their presence here.
Not only is No Limit showing their presence on this map, they've also been showing some really good restraint. The demo got very separated over on that right side of the map, but instead of doing what a lot of people would do, the scout didn't chase after him and possibly feed. He just kind of stuck with his team on the point, and that's kind of how you have to play these. You don't want to get too greedy. But as I say about getting too greedy, Jib is greedy for this kill on Tequila onto the sniper. Cactus Jack's Uber is going to be fading. He is going to go down as well. Durzo dies, Smile dies as well, leaving Drelis last alive. Hopefully he'll be able to salvage something, but with where he is, it's not looking good.
Yeah, WAP tried to go in really quick with that Uber and try to get something done with it, but as they did, they weren't able to get any picks and don't do not much damage. And as I say that, Visual and Dice does go down, and it's Drelis down for WAP. As I say that, Kilo does also go down, so it's currently a 4v4, as we do see Jib going in deep, getting some damage over onto Fluey, but it looks like they're having to back up after losing their demo. So it looks like WAP is going to take this point for now, but I mean, more than a minute gone on the point in favor of No Limit here. So I mean, they have the time advantage, but it is still a very close one as they want to take this early. They know they have a big Uber advantage. They pop the Uber early as they come through because they were pressured by Flues. They do get the pick onto him. They're walking through point. Cactus Jack is so low, but he's able to get out alive and get that pack. They're able to stay alive and they're able to keep their Uber. As they're going to be coming up at it soon. But I mean, giving that a point up, that was kind of fine for them because they got that Uber used, and they're just gonna walk in here. They use it early just to prevent any kind of damage coming in. Deus also goes down. Smile looks like he might get a pick on a camper. Looks like, oh, they're getting, Murph might get picked, and Murph's gonna get picked at the very end by Kilo. That's a great pick on that medic, and that's gonna spell a slight Uber ad.
I mean, with Murph dying, we are probably going to see a quad sack coming in from No Limit. A lot of those players are actually doing a really good job at getting out efficiently. Unfortunately, obviously Murph did die as well, but we're having this sack come in. The demo came in, he did get cleaned up, and then both the soldiers got cleaned up as well. Jib, I think, got air shot or something by Smile, and with MK going down as well, that's the quad sack. Essentially countered, pretty much.
Yeah, and actually funny, by the end of that, Murph actually ended up having an Uber ad because he was healing more than Cactus Jack was, just because Cactus Jack had to leave and be safe. But Cactus Jack did leave, so importantly that we're gonna have these even Ubers as No Limit's coming off their Uber very shortly. No snipers, we haven't seen a sniper yet in terms of a WAP, but we want to see people coming in nice and early. Spam does come through, so players are gonna get low pretty soon. Oh, and the drop on the pipe! The pipe comes over the top and drops Murph! That's his first drop of the game so far. As the Uber comes through, they're gonna be able to clean up everything. Kills on a 5-kill streak, so they're getting absolutely frags. They're dominating this kind of second half of the round. If Cactus Jack can leave here, that's gonna put him in a great situation, and he does.
I'm pretty
Great
sure
job
that is...
and unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the full wipe coming out there. Two players were there just at the end, but they had just spawned, so... Definitely a really good show from WAP and something we haven't seen so far in this map, and if they want to win, they need to keep that up, as they are currently sitting at 50 seconds, about 40 seconds ahead of No Limit. We're going to be having a bit of an exchange of damage coming in. Here, Ubers are fairly even, about 10% in favor of Cactus Jack, but with the health of the players on WAP, it isn't looking great, and these players from No Limit are probably going to be trying to push in and capitalize on some of this damage.
Yeah, Deus does go down to the scouting approval, and as I say that, Drellis goes down, so it's going to be peeled down, but Smile is still down, so, ooh, the Uber does get popped in a really awkward scenario. Murph just gets the Uber, and this looks like it's going to be a better one in favor of No Limit here, as players are just here. Ooh, MK puts on a clinic and kills Cactus Jack at the end there, so that's going to be the Uber ad in favor of Murph. It's not going to be much, but it's going to be able enough to hold off of, as it's only 9 seconds on the clock for WAP, but as I say that, we are getting another pause. I believe it was more server issues, but we'll see if we can see what happens, I guess, since we're still on this pause. But as I say that, No Limit did cap, so...
I mean, with WAP having 9 seconds, they have a ton of time, about a minute, to actually try and recap this, which... It's a huge opportunity for them to take around here before No Limit really gets any momentum going on clear cut. So they're definitely going to be hoping to, obviously, take this round and try and gain some momentum back.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough time. Both teams have enough time here to build up an Uber and have one more exchange, but it's most likely just going to be one more Uber exchange at the very end. It'll be a low amount of time left when the fight happens, so it's going to be... This is going to end up being the last fight of the game. So, I mean, if they're able to come out with it, maybe we'll see a crits come out for Cactus Jack. Maybe get a nice little crits ad going and a surprise play. But it's going to be a crucial last fight.
Yeah, definitely. And especially all the fights from here on out for these teams are going to be crucial, because this is the decider map. The winner of this match takes all of Amateur. And... sure, there may not be money or anything on the table, but bragging rights are definitely worth something.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to have that gold medal on your RGL profile. It says something. As we were talking about earlier, both these teams are most likely going to move up to IM, and I believe some of them might be trying out for main teams as well. So, I mean, these players they're not bad. They ain't shabby. So, getting that extra win will definitely say something. Obviously, you'll still get a silver medal if you lose this match to whoever loses it, but I mean, hey, those bragging rights that you won Amateur Season 4, that says something.
I mean, either way, I know we've said this time and time again, I'm kind of surprised, but also extremely impressed just by No Limit. They are super new to competitive TF2, making their debut as a team, and a lot of these players, the first time playing the format, at least with sixes, or anything on RGL for that matter, was back this summer in the RGL Newcomer Cup. And then going straight into amateur and dominating? That's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's a great job by both teams. I mean, they've stepped up in the entire season, the entire 8-game season that Amateur has. It'll be interesting to see who takes it home and where these guys are going next, right? If these guys are just going to go to IM and take it slow, best of luck to these guys are going to main. Even more best of luck. Those are good players up there too. So hopefully we'll see these server issues take care of itself soon. I believe it's server issues. That might be player issues. I'm not 100% sure just yet. But we'll keep you guys informed if we need to head to a break or whatnot.
I mean, in terms of things possibly holding these teams back going into IM or even main, really, I think the only thing that could hold any of the players back is just that entry fee, and even with IM and even with main, it's not a whole lot, so these guys are definitely good enough to start winning some money in TF2 next season.
Yeah, very much so.
I've said this before on my own casts, and I believe even on the Newcomer Grand Finals with TFTV. If this is the future of TF2 competitive, boy is it a bright one. I mean, even with the newcomer, some of these players have come so far, it's just, they're so good. And I don't understand.
The bar has been raised for competitive TF2. Definitely for sure as time goes on, players have gotten better. I mean, back when I started competitive TF2 years and years ago, man, I could not even stand up to half the newcomer guys now, so... I mean, if this is the future of TF2, I am happy to see these guys in a couple seasons contesting the likes of Froyo and Corsi and whatnot over in that invite, so hopefully, we'll see.
I mean, even just not speaking to comp, just TF2 players, I think, and that happens just as video games evolve and grow older, the player base gets better and better. Obviously, you are still going to have your new players who maybe aren't so good, but the kind of average bar keeps getting raised. When I first started playing TF2, all I did was play against bots, on easy difficulty, mind you, and I would still die to them.
Yeah, TF2 is one of those games that no matter what skill level you enter in at, you're going to have a good time. I feel like that's a lot of why we're all here, right? We've spent so many hours, all of us have spent so many hours, hundreds, thousands of hours in this game, so everybody here is just here to prove it. RGL is about proving yourself as a competitive TF2 player, if it's sixes, if it's Highlander, if it's Prolander, so...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of games you'll see, they don't kind of have the staying power that TF2 does. We were having a conversation earlier before things had went live, and one of the things that came about, once a merc, always a merc. TF2 for a lot of us will always be our favorite game. Even if we're not actively playing it, we will still love it because we've been playing it for so long, we've sunk so many hours into it, and it's been an important part. An important thing to us.
Yeah, and everybody over in chat listening to this random conversation two kids are having about TF2. We've said all we can about these two teams so far throughout the night, so we're just kind of having fun waiting for this pause. We don't want to toss it to a... We're trying not to toss it to a break, since every other time we've tossed it to a break, but I mean, maybe it's time. Alright, it does seem like we're going to get a new server here, so we are going to toss it to a break.
Oh my god.
We'll be back soon, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to the Amateur Grand Finals. As we head into this one, we had to switch servers a little bit, though, because we had some server issues. As we head into this next mid, Deus goes in early, as well as Drello, so we do see a trade of Soldier and a Scout. We do see Fluid also goes down. That's both soldiers down. That's not going to be nice as Jib does get picked down, though. There's going to be a little bit more pressure for WAP. They do have the main advantage going into this with a little bit more players. They do want to go aggressive. Oh, but kill goes down to the Rockets from Camper. So not good as they get in here, but looks like they want to aggress here. The Ultimate says, we want to take this. We got the mans up. It looks like we're going to get another one here as WAP, WAP did get the point. It is in favor of them. But looks like people are just kind of exchanging spam at the top graves. Everybody's up for both teams right now. So getting back to another little 6v6 fight as Kilo just spawns. Drellis is going to go down. Drellis does go down to the crater from Jib getting onto that high ground. So looks like No Limit maybe. Oh, but MK goes down because he's really low. Oh, and then Deus, the stickies from Smile just take it down. That's both scouts down for No Limit. That's not going to be good as they want to back this up here. And quickly before the next fight happens, the last round did go in favor of WAP, so it is currently 1-1 on the map. And it's first to 4 wins.
Just before No Limit Scouts died there, Fluey almost suffered the same fate as his fellow soldier, but managing to live with 8 health and then getting arrowed right before he rocket jumped away, but the Uber comes in and from Cactus Jack and completely annihilates No Limit.
Yeah, it was actually a 4-man there, and that was a very successful 4-man. It didn't look like much was going to happen. They were backing up into Shed, but they did get the Uber pop from Cactus Jack, so it's going to be a full Uber advantage for Nomas. They want to push in here. Do you see Kilo on that sniper, but it's not able to get anything just yet, as the Uber does get forced out, popping in early, running in. MK wants to get something, but Fluey goes forward to get the pick. Drellis and Fluey both go down.
So it looks like we're going to a bit of a radio cast here, as our production's game did just crash. It did decide it didn't want to run anymore, but No Limit is currently in control of the point, sitting at about 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock, as opposed to WAP's 1 minute and 22 seconds. So WAP's still kind of leading this round and holding the reins, but No Limit could manage to take that away and get some of this cap time down. As we're coming into a bit of an exchange here, I think the Uber did get popped by Cactus Jack. Both the soldiers did die from No Limit. Deus goes down as well, and they are going to be backing away from the point. Now, Murph is sitting at about 95% Uber, which is a pretty substantial add considering the Uber just came out from Cactus Jack, so they're probably going to be re-pushing fairly soon here, as to not allow WAP to get too much time off the clock.
Yeah, they've got this advantage. They want to push in as soon as they can. They know they have the Uber. They know it's a big ad. They only have to be kind of weary of Kilo as he's coming back from spawn. Looks like he's going to take this valley side, and they do, as the Uber does get popped. No picks exchanged just yet, but Fluey does go down very low on the flank. There's the sniper, does get the pick on a Deus at the very end. So the Uber did get popped, but nothing else really occurred from it. Just one other trade. Oh, as Jib goes deep and gets the kill into the sniper, which is great one by him. Eliminates that sniper threat, and they're just back to building Uber, as we do see Cactus Jack is back with Uber coming up Dresden. So keep flip-flopping with Uber. Both meds haven't died in a little bit now.
Cactus Jack sitting at about a 60 or 40% advantage here. Sorry, it's looking good for him. But one of the bombs from Jib comes in. He does get dispatched. Cactus Jack doesn't really take a whole lot of damage, so he's not forced to use. Drellis is getting arrowed up right now. Camper is very low, narrowly able to escape, but he does manage to catch a rocket from Drellis, so he is going to die as well. And WAP is still going to be in control of the point with 35 seconds left on the clock. This is looking good for them. They are in the driver's seat right now, but No Limit is looking to push back with their Uber. Both teams do still have Uber, so we are at an even Uber situation, so we'll have to see how the next Uber exchange plays out.
Yeah, early damage goes down. Ooh, and No Limit gets dropped before the Uber gets popped. That's unfortunate. But you see Jib and Camera going down very low. Soldier kind of out of the fight right now. Looks like this is going to be in the favor of WAP as they pressure into them. They've got this momentum. It's only 10 seconds left in the clock. If WAP wins this fight, they win the round and send it to 2-1. They did lose some players as Jerson and Fluey are already down. Oh, and Deus goes down as well. So it looks like it is going to be in favor of WAP. They're going to take the next round, and it's currently 2-1 in favor of WAP.
There were two players there. I can't remember who the first one was, but Camper also catching a pill from Smile kind of sealed the deal for that round there. Without one of your soldiers, you don't have a lot of power to push people off of the point. As we get into this next round here, Visual's sending over some early stickies onto the blue roof. I think he may have caught a sticky onto Drells. I'm not 100% sure, though, and it looks like the rest of his team is coming in for some high ground. Jib is in behind, though, far behind, going in for a big bomb now. Is he going to get onto the medic? He gets onto Cactus Jack. One rock, unfortunately, he misses the second one. He is going to go down to Smile, which is going to be good for them. Kilo gets the pick onto Visual, along with Fluey picking up MK as well. And this looks like it's going to be another fight, another mid in favor of WAP.
Yeah, WAP is really turned around. They lost that first run, but they've turned around and they're in the driver's seat now. They've won the past couple mids. They've taken control of it in pretty decisive fashion. So, I mean, see what they can do. Both mid live, so we are going to see even Ubers. We might see some nice, big, long sacks coming through for those soldiers. Camper and Jibs. You do see bombs coming through for Jib. Not only get much damage, you do see people trying to get a forward ground here. Camper taking that high ground position. It does get hit down, so it's going to be very low. Needs that arrow. We do see WAP taking control of this high ground. Oh, we do see MK just go down. Jib going in deep, and he's not going to get anything done as he goes down as well. So does Daze. That's going to spoil that fight over for No Limit, and WAP is going to keep this one.
This is kind of crazy to see. WAP coming in with some huge momentum in these last couple of rounds. They're really showing that they are not out of this fight and that they really want to win and that they deserve to win as well. We are going to have the Uber exchange coming in first. The Uber from Murph did get used first, but shortly after, Cactus Jack pops his as well. Not a whole lot of picks coming out right now. Big damage onto Flui and Durzo, but Camper going down. Cactus Jack and Drelis along with Flui is going to go down, but Visual and Jib follow for the side of No Limit. But with 4 players being down on the side of WAP, it's looking like in No Limit's favor.
Kilo was behind and almost got the pick on a Murph. Murph is very low, only sitting about 30 HP. He's going to wait for that pack, and that survivability by Murph is going to set them ahead right now.
That's the second time on Koth he's been able to get away from a scout with next to no HP. The first time was over on Product when he managed to get away from a scout with 8.
Man, that survivability by Murph is staying super strong as we do see the soldiers coming in very deep, trying to get something done. Looks like they're just kind of going behind. Flui's kind of stuck behind, but he does get some packs. And we do see Chip does go down, so it's going to be one slow down. We do see Small gun, but that's the demo down. That's not what you want to see for WAP right now. They do have this higher position. They do have the position with more health, so they can roll this as they want to here, but they do see the Uber is going to come out nice and early. Oh, but Dyson can't go down. That's not what you want to see. They're just gonna just kite this back as much as they can. They might be able to get this cap off, but it's just gonna be a full Uber disat as Guy Distracts comes in. They are gonna get the point flip here, but I mean, they've got the players, they've got the health, they've got the Uber if they want to. So it's gonna be a full kind of hold here for WAP as they want to hold this. We do see another fight come to start soon.
I mean, in that exchange, there are 2 picks in favor of both teams, but Smile going down on WAP, that's going to be even worse. Cactus Jack getting bombed once. He is going to go down to 43 HP. Camper came in as well, but I think he got air shot, which sent him flying past Cactus Jack, just narrowly saving his life there.
Yeah, one more rocket would have killed Cactus Jack. He would have dropped, and that would have been another switch of momentum in favor of No Limit. But WAP, I mean, 35, just 30 seconds and counting, and 2 minutes on the clock for No Limit. So WAP is definitely in control. They have even Ubers here. Don't see the Ubers being popped just yet, but they are going to come out very soon. No picks just yet. You see the Uber being popped early for No Limit. They're just going to walk forward. Cactus Jack doing a great job milking at the very end here, and they're taking this risk though. They're not flashing at all, and they're going to get a good Uber out of this. So much. Murphy's going to go down as well as MK. It looks like Camper might go down as well. Bombs coming nice and deep. Oh, Camera does go down. No, oh, this is so close. They're able to clean it up at the very end. That's a wipe in favor of No Limit. They're going to get this cap in overtime. They're going to have to hold this for more than 2 minutes if they want to win this round.
That is going to be really challenging. Visual, though, in that little exchange, having some really good positioning off to the side, kind of out of the fight, and getting some stickies down to kind of cover up WAP's escape. That's exactly what you want to be doing as a demo during Uber exchanges, and it worked out for them very well, being able to get the full wipe. Kilo is going to go down to Visual, which is going to be a nice kite from him. Flui gets the kill onto Camper. Right now, we're just exchanging lives right now, although Camper is probably the more important pick, but Cactus Jack going down. I mean, Jib does also go down as well, but you really don't want your med to die. This capture is very close to being capped, though, and they only need to cap it as they are sitting in overtime.
Oh, the pipe comes through and gets MK. Oh, and the frags come out. Kilo with the way they get the round because of it.
Smile and Kilo, holy crap, having some insane DM there and being able to hold off all of the advancing No Limit players.
I thought that was doomed. They had both scouts up and heals, but just the DM came through and they got the round because of it. So, I mean, WAP is turning it around. I think No Limit's really got to change their ways here if they want to hit into it. We are currently at a halftime, but it's currently 3-1, so only 1 round for WAP, and they take the amateur title.
I mean, it turns out there truly is no limit to what you can accomplish in TF2 competitive. At the start of the matchup, it wasn't looking too good for WAP. Like I said, scorelines, they don't say everything, but they did lose product. They were able to come back and just very narrowly kind of clinch out that last round on map 2 being processed. And now a bit of an upset here, taking Koth, which is something we thought No Limit would be so comfortable and so confident and powerful on. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, I mean, WAP is really stepping up. I think they've definitely been playing really well so far, despite some of their problems in terms of like medic survivability and protecting the pocket. But I mean, let's quickly take a look at these logs and see if we can see anything from those.
I mean, in terms of medic survivability, it's kind of become expected. Murph dying 5 times as opposed to Cactus Jack's 10, which has allowed No Limit to get an extra 3 Ubers. But, unfortunately, Murph did drop an Uber.
Yeah, that's Murph's first drop of the game. It was a couple rounds ago. But I mean, looking at the damage stats here, Smile doing great for WAP, as well as Fluke and Kilo tailing up for the top ends of WAP. But I mean, Visual and Jib pulling up their weight as well with that DPM. In terms of the frags, Kilo and Jib, 24 for Kilo, 23 for Jib. So pulling up the cleanup frags there. So I mean, not bad so far. It's been good. Let's look at this medic deaths. Who's been killing the medics the most here? Ooh, Flui has oh sorry, not Flui.
Super even across the board. A lot of players, Kilo, Jib, MK, and Visual managing to pick up an enemy medic 3 times, while Smile sitting at 2 and Deus sitting at 1. Not quite as dominated this time around, but still a lot of medics dying.
Yeah, but I mean, even then they are losing these rounds. They've been kind of close. They haven't been the most close compared to the ones on a product. But I mean, WAP is staying in it. They said, I don't care that we lost product on your map pick. We're gonna win our map pick and win this decider map. So
I mean, the fact that WAP has been able to carry these rounds, even with Cactus Jack dying so much, that has to say something about their team.
oh, 100%. They've been playing great so far. And we're heading into this last one. Currently 3-1 in favor of WAP. Only one more round, and WAP will take the title of amateur winners. So we head into this next mid here. Not much going on so far as the mid starts up. Just kind of spam. Looks like WAP is taking aggression more on their side of this. Here's Flui does get some nice rocks. Durzo, he is going to get... Camber's actually going to get the pick at Durzo. So just kind of the trades going on. Flui is trying to defend this place. Camber's also going to go down to Flui as he craters. You see Jib coming in deep for the bomb, but Cactus Jack is miles away. You see trying to get things done here. Kilo does get the kill on the Jib at the end though, so there's going to be no soldiers currently up. Besides, Drell is just holding very low on the top. He might get shot down, but he looks like very one. But Cactus Jack dies to the pistol of MK at the very end there. Murph is still up and has an Uber if he ever needs to use it. Kilo just trying to get something done. He is going to get the kill. It looks like possibly Uber is going to need to be forced, but the team does come back, and they're going to be able to hold this one.
So, obviously, with Cactus Jack dying and Murph sitting at 100% Uber, we're going to be seeing a quad sack coming out, and if we don't, then WAP are doing something wrong. Whether or not it's going to be successful, that's soon to be seen, but with the way things have been going in the past, I have a feeling they're probably going to at least get the force.
Yep, as you say that, Flui is already preparing his bomb as well as Smile. They're coming in deep. Nothing is really touching Murph so far as everybody really goes down. Oh, but as I say that, Kilo comes in from the back and drops Murph.
And as that drop happens, it kind of looks like we're having another slideshow here.
Yeah, does look like we're having another slideshow. Hopefully this won't end up being a pause, but by looking at it, it looks like this might end up being a pause. We'll let you guys know, obviously. But I mean, that medic dying is not what you want to see. It's going to be Cactus Jack coming up with a full Uber out here.
He is
the
going
Uber
to
does get popped, but does end up dropping Jealous, which Jealous isn't that good, but they do get picks on Jib, Camper, and Visual, so they're going to clean it up here, and they're able to get the cap.
It seems like Cactus Jack got forced a little bit sooner than maybe he had wanted to, considering he had dropped down to 50 HP before the Uber came out. Even though they did drop one of their players during that, they were still able to pick up 4 picks in their favor, which I assume those were the quad sack members, and it looks like we have gone to another pause.
Sadly, we've gone to another pause there. I just got word that the invite match is already over. So congratulations. And IM is over. So congratulations to Fryotech. Fryotech for winning invite, and then Fresh Installs for winning IM. Congratulations to those both teams. But Amateur is still sitting here nice and pretty. We're on the last map that we are at. I don't even know what pause this is. Like freaking, it feels like the 15th pause this game.
Honestly, I think that's about right. We've had over 5, maybe close to 10. It's just seemed like pause after pause, but it's interesting, right? Can't say this match hasn't been eventful.
Yeah, I think that's been the word for today is eventful.
Yeah, whether that's the exchanges coming with Ubers, the back caps, kind of upsets with teams winning maps you didn't think they should, or teams winning maps you think they should, which I think has actually been what's happening. It's been a good matchup and definitely not a boring match to watch or cast, and I've been having a good time here.
Yeah, despite the weirdness of the server issues and restarting of routers and switching of maps and all that weirdness that's been going on behind the scenes that you guys haven't seen, but we've all been dealing with so far, is still been interesting. We've still had some fun with it. Hopefully, we can get these server issues fixed. As we were talking about, WAP only needs one round, so they only need time to tick down, and they'll take the map, and we'll end that night on a good note. But I mean, I guess we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't think we had really talked about predictions a whole lot when we were going into that first map. If we took a look at the previous time these two teams have played against each other, I believe it was on Metalworks.
Yep.
No Limit beat them 5-1.
Yeah.
And
No
obviously
Limit swept the floor.
And obviously Metalworks is a very different map to process. And I just looking at the match comms for this map, the first ban that had actually come out from WAP was Metalworks, so I'm assuming they're just not that confident on it. But either way, I'm going to make the assumption that they've improved and come a long way since that match, which is expected considering it's been weeks since that match.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's been more than a month since that match, since Metalworks week. So it makes sense for WAP to ban Metalworks immediately. Obviously, they don't want to play a map that they lost on, that they didn't perform well on, in that No Limit performed well on. So it's immediate ban is kind of what you'd expect from that. Like last time they played, I mean, a 5-1 scoreline. That's pretty decisive. The only more decisive than that's obviously just a 5-0. So, and I mean, both teams have won their map picks, right? No Limit won their map pick of product, and then WAP won their map pick of process with a nice cheeky back cap at the end there. So
yeah, I mean, even like when looking at score lines, who knows? That match, that Metalworks match, it could have been super even, super back and forth. Just the score line not showing that. I know I've casted matches on my own where the score lines have been super decisive, but both halves have completely ran out their time.
Yeah, and just at the very end they take it. I mean, that's kind of what we saw with product, was 2 rounds went down to overtime on both sides, super close rounds, but no one was just able to take it.
Yeah, unfortunately, throughout the course of the season, I have not seen a golden cap round. I've come very, very close, but I've never seen a golden cap round.
Since I don't know what's going on with the servers just yet, we are going to toss it to, sadly, another break, and we'll toss that music back on. But we will be back once everybody gets started. Hopefully this is the last pause and maybe the last server switch that'll need to be happening, since it is getting to the tail end. But thank you guys, and we'll be back soon.
At this
Well,
point, you guys know the drill. We're back again, and this time we're getting underway with yet another mid on Clear Cut.
yeah, it's still currently 3-1 in favor of WAP, as we do see Trellis and Kilo go down early. So that's going to be 2 picks in favor of Nolan here as people get healed up. This is going to be a quick and easy mid after people get healed up here. And it's going to be just a really quick one. They got the 2 picks early onto the Soldier and a Scout of Kilo and Trellis, and they just said, you know what, we're just going to back him and give it to him without having to be too aggressive here. So it is going to be even Ubers. Cactus Jack coming up with his Uber right about now, and then Murph coming with his in just about 10 seconds or so. As we do see Fluey coming in deep, not able to get much as he goes flying behind him. He lands on the health pack and does live. So we do see one player behind him. We do see Camera go down. So it's not very good. That's the pocket down. Fluey coming back again. Looks like he wants to get more rockets off as the Uber does come out for both teams here. Both just trading the damage around as they do get. Oh, Dave's down. It's gonna be. Well, looks like people are those. The bomb comes in. Oh, but the Ubers protect. My voice here. Which is Jack at the end there, so he was able to live. He's at 40 health. But both meds live, so we are going to see just a reset with WAP taking the point.
WAP did pop a little bit later there, so they had the better Uber, but also being able to get 2 picks before the Ubers even faded outside of them, that put them at a huge advantage to kind of take back this fight and take back the points again. Right now, both teams have been fighting through thick and thin to try and get to this point and try and take it, so you can't say that this title won't be earned. Captime is trying to get in for No Limit again. Jib is going to go down, MK is going to go down as well. Kilo is very low, but it looks like he is going to be able to stay alive. Kilo is coming in now, and they're just surrounded this combo, and Murph is going to go down. Just a flurry of kills there from WAP.
Yeah, they've got this aggression here, and I mean, they look like they want to take it. Obviously, it's close on the time. It's 2 minutes for WAP compared to the 2:20 of No Limit, but they've got this Uber, so I'd prepare for this 4-man or 3-man sat coming in. Looks like they are preparing for it, holding inside that shed. They've got the stickies up as well. They know it's going to come soon. They're just kind of waiting for them to come in, hopefully kite it all back and not have to use Uber. As you do see, here comes the sack. Demos come flying in. Both soldiers come in as well as some scouts. The stickies from Smile get Jib and Visual, and then Deus as well, with the Uber not have to be popped. So an unsuccessful 4-man sack, but that's kind of what you'd expect. Great job by WAP to hold them off as we go into an even Uber scenario pretty soon.
Especially Smile with those really good sticky placements as we talked about earlier. Unfortunately, it wasn't completely flawless for WAP as Fluey did go down, but he's back up and really just a soldier in favor of completely stuffing a 4-man sack. It's definitely a price that's worth paying. WAP definitely having some good high ground control here, being able to spam down, although it's being contested a little bit as Drellis and Thelo are quite low. Smile he not dying, being lodged up into there with very low health and then taking some fall damage, going down to 6 HP and getting flashed. Still alive somehow. Fluey and Drellis are going to go down, and Cactus Jack is going to die along with Smile and Kilo, with Jib being the only pick in their favor. Durzo's the last one alive, and his chances of making it out are probably pretty low.
Yeah, but he just decided just to turn back and just go back with his team. Murph did live, so we are going to see a roughly 40% add in favor of No Limit. So if they want to, they could send a 4-man. If they don't, then they'll just, spend their time building that Uber. They have a really good time bank to work off of here. WAP got this time bank down to 30 seconds, so all they need to do is probably cap and maybe win one more quick scrappy fight. Fluey gets stuffed by Deus on the top because they do go for the 4-man. Everybody gets killed, and I mean, Uber stayed. Nothing really happened there. They kind of went in deep. Fluey's going to get caught out late. He got stuffed early. That makes sense for him to come in a little bit later. So we're going to see even Ubers once again. Looks like they want to take this kind of close here. Nomad wants to take this close. But they had this Uber and they want to take it with this forward hold. They do get the kill on the drill, so they are going to be able to hold up for a little bit more as the time takes down from about a minute 30.
I mean, as you had said, WAP sitting in the driver's seat right now, leading this map 3-1 currently. They are on map point. And sitting at 31 seconds, they really are in the driver's seat. They have quite a bit of time to work with in order to just get this cap and hold it out a little bit longer. But you have the Uber exchange going on right now. Both Ubers are going to be fading at roughly the same time, with Murph's lasting just a little bit longer. Jib is very low in behind. Cactus Jack is able to surf that rocket, though, onto the roof and live with 30 HP. Unfortunately, Kilo and Durzo, along with Drellis, is going to go down a little bit late. Jib is dead for the side of No Limit. But with Smile dying as well, Cactus Jack is just trying to live right now.
Yeah, Cactus Jack did live, so it is going to be even Ubers. There's not going to be any more sack waves coming through. This very well could be the last fight of the game here if WAP wins this. But I mean, this is most definitely going to be one of the last fights for this round. This is a must-win for No Limit if they want to keep this map going. Do you see nothing really happening? Just spam being traded off. Oh, but as I say that, Deus gets a good kill to Dress as well as Fluey goes down. That's not what you want to see. They're both kind of caught behind as the Ubers are going to be coming up slowly for Murph here. They want to take this position. They can't give this up fully. If they give this up fully, they might not be able to get in. As some good pipes come in and everybody is so low on No Limit here, or on WAP here. They do. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't even realize it. But WAP capped the point. It got down to 5 seconds. So that was that's actually huge by by WAPers because they're gonna have some time to be able to push in with this Uber.
I mean, either way, I'm kind of getting flashbacks to product here, but as both Ubers come in, no picks are happening yet. Neither of the Ubers have faded. Players are very healthy on both teams. The Uber did fade a little bit later for Merv, with Fluey, Smile, and Drellis being down very low, but 3play is very low on No Limit as well. Again, no players have died yet. Camper being 15 HP, Fluey goes down. MK and Camper do die as well. Drellis is soon to follow. Cactus Jack does die, which is going to put his team at a disadvantage, but these scouts have shown to be able to carry fights. But unfortunately, this is not going to be one of these fights that they carry.
No, this is going to be the round 2 No Limits. They've taken it. It's now 3-2. It is obviously, it's first to 4. So, I mean, if WAP takes it, they win, and they need 2 more for No Limit if they want to take it, which will be a feat since they were down 3-1.
Yeah, but definitely some kind of product vibes coming in with these super even cap times coming down right to the wire as we get underway with yet another mid. Again, early high ground control being taken by No Limit, but they're forced off by Smile and the soldiers along with the scouts as well. Visual going down very low. MK is going to die, followed by Camper as well. Again, Cactus Jack very low as well. He did get bombed and surf the rocket away. He is going to grab a health pack. And with 3 picks being in favor of WAP, they are going to get this first cap of this potentially last round.
Yeah, this is a great way to start it off. Sadly, they weren't able to get a pick on a Murph. Good job by Cactus Jack staying alive, surfing a rocket very high up at the ground, very high up in the air, and then falling to the ground. But we are going to see these Ubers coming up. Nothing special so far. We haven't seen any snipers for either team just yet. In these last couple rounds, these last 2 rounds. But I mean, we do see Keeper's already in close, gets 1 rocket on Cactus Jack goes down to 60, does not get it. Looks like, but Drellis and Camper both go down, so this is still a 5v5 once they're down in each team. Uber gets popped early for No Limit, the Uber then gets traded onto WAPers. They do get the kill into Smile. That's no demo for WAPers here. It looks like they're gonna be able to get it. They're selling out for this med so hard. But MK not able to get it done. Dies as well as Fluid dies to the rockets of Jib. So it looks like No Limit's going to be able to take this here. There's only 3 players up, just the scouts. So they do see 1 soldier coming in for WAP. They don't want to give this up just yet. They're still contesting this. Despite being down players, they still want to get in here. Both Ubers are roughly the same here as we keep just trading out this Famer. Please goes so low as Deus comes down. Smile also goes down. That's another demo pick. That's not what you want to see. That's got to be really hard for WAP to take it here. As well as Drellis going down. This fight just keeps going on. Keeler's going to get stuck behind him, but he does get the pick on the Jib, so that's going to be 1 more pick in favor of them. Looks like they might want to come back in. They're all stuck in the corner here, as just Durzio and Fluey here with this medic, but I mean, this fight's been going on, and because of this time is just ticked down.
Cactus Jack recently, in these last few exchanges, has been riding such a fine wire, running towards an enemy soldier with 40 HP to get a health pack. He's been at low health so many times. It's a miracle that he hasn't died yet. Unfortunately, Fluey isn't going to have that same luck as this Uber exchange begins. Jib also goes down, and Murph is very low. He is probably going to die. A nice fadeaway fight from Smile as he dies. And with WAP also being able to get that cap, just going to be Deus and Camper left alive. Cactus Jack did die as well, and that is going to be the full wipe coming out from WAP onto No Limit.
Yeah, great job by them. Both medics did die in that fight. Murph died pretty early compared to Cactus Jack, but they're going to be a very similar Uber. Durzo catches a little rocket up there on the high ground, which kind of prompts them to push back in here. They don't want to give any high ground away. They don't want to give any ground away as people come in. They're positioned to try to get something done. Soldiers on this high ground. Fluid jumping behind it. He was seen by MK, so he might be able to get something done possibly. But Soldier's going down low. Kilo also goes down, so that's going to be one scout down as well as Murph and Fluey. So Fluey does actually, they get the trade-off. So it's going to be a little bit of a... They're going to... I'm tripping over my words and I'm talking too much today, because people come in, bombs come in. Just Jack surfs another good rocket as he tries to get out of there alive, and he does. But they're going deep for him. It doesn't look like they didn't get much from it. Murph did die and did just respawn, so it's going to be a full Uber in favor of WAP going into the next fight. I mean, I'd expect some sacks coming in, maybe, but it looks like they're just going to try to run this in here. They know they have this Uber. Ideally, they're just going to kind of leave here and don't need to use this Uber. Looks like that's what's going to happen here.
I mean, Cactus Jack putting full confidence in his wall of scouts there, as he has been doing so many times throughout this matchup. He is going to pop the Uber, gets forced as he goes down to half HP, but as that Uber exchange happens, Deus, Volt, Visual, and MK go down for No Limit, but Smile and Drellis die on the side of WAP, which is still going to put the player advantage in favor of WAP, as they're going to be able to continue to hold this point. Now, they didn't manage to get Murph, so he is sitting at about 70 or 80% Uber, coming up on Uber very shortly here. That's quite a substantial advantage, so they should be able to take this round. And we're coming into a very, very similar situation as we were last round, with WAP sitting at 30 seconds and a minute 20 being on the clock for No Limit. So they could still be able to get this round and even it up, but WAP also has the opportunity. Drellis and Kilo go down as well. A lot of the players very, very low for the side of No Limit. Murph has used the Uber. It is going to be fading now. They don't lose any of the players. It looks like they are going to get the cap as the clock just passes 10 seconds. Cactus Jack does now have Uber, so no sack here, as he does have full Uber advantage. So this could very well be the push to end this round and this entire season.
Yeah, this could be actually the last fight of the RGL season, as every other game is over, as we do see Smile going in deep here. Look, Fluid is going to get back. That's not a good start, but people are very separated here. We've got people on the high ground, people all the way behind, as Murph and Jim get on, Smile goes down, so that's no more demo for them. But the health is just in favor of WAP here. Looks like, ooh, Deus catches a rocket, goes down very low. Camper is behind. They do see him, but he might be able to get some good rockets off. He gets one good rocket, does so much damage. But it's good. They need a touch point, or this is going to be the end of the season here. MK hiding, trying to get the point. They get picked, and this is going to be the end of the season. WAP finally takes it. It's been a long night, everybody, but WAP takes the rounds 2-1. The maps 2-1, and that's the end of your amateur season. Congratulations to WAP.
An insane matchup. I think there are probably two words that can describe this cast: insane and eventful. I mean, both of these teams have been battling it out for a long bloody time. I think we're getting up to, like, what, near 4 hours?
Yeah, 3.5, close to maybe 4 hours. So it's been a great match. We knew this was going to be a close one, and it really was a close one, despite some of the scorelines being more one-sided, like product and like process. But I mean, it's been such a good one so far. It's been such a close one. Let's hop on logs before we're gonna head off this night.
Honestly, kind of the first thing to look at here, Cactus Jack, he has been lowering his deaths, sitting at 13 right now, and Murph has been dying a lot more these last couple of rounds. Probably, my guess is just fatigue beginning to get to these players. Visual still coming in big with 339 DPM, top damaging in the game for this map. Those are some really good numbers.
Yeah, both demos doing a great job. I just looked and I saw that Kilo almost had a 40 bomb. He dropped 39 kills.
Oh wow.
And dropped 10k damage. So not just cleaning up shots from other people, but also doing tons of damage. That's the third highest damage in the game. So I mean, great job by everybody. By the end there, it did look like WAP really turned around. We saw Murph's survivability throughout the series just was so great, but they just turned it around. Murph had 2 drops in this map compared to none in the other maps. So great job by WAP to turn around, fixing their mistakes from product. Obviously they took process as well, turned things around, and then No Limit. They won their map pick. They struggled on the first part of process, but they came in here, they started strong, they took the first round. But I mean, after that, it was just kind of a slugfest for the WAP. They took it then 3 rounds. So I mean, it's been a good one though. It's been a really close one, but a really good one.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all of the players from both teams played their hearts out tonight. I mean, as one of us had kind of described it throughout one of the many, many, many pauses and breaks we had, this match and this matchup has kind of been like crawling naked across across broken glass. It's been painful, but enjoyable nonetheless.
Yeah, I've had a pleasure casting this one with you, Dirt Man. It's been a wild one, but it's been a fun one. We're gonna end it here pretty soon. First, I'll say congratulations to WAP for being the RGL Season 4 Amateur Champions, and good luck to both teams moving into Season 5. Hopefully, we see them moving up to IAM and maybe main. Before you head off, Dirtman, do you have any shoutouts?
Um, I did this back in the newcomer grand finals as well. But throughout the newcomer season, I've been casting the newcomer matches on my own Twitch channel. But when I first started casting, I always kind of hoped word about my cast would get around, but it was thanks to TC Mono of, I believe, Minus Rep, who actually brought my cast of what I was doing over on my own Twitch channel to the attention of some of the people at TFTV. So I want to give a shout out to not only TC Mono, but also my audience over on Derpcast on my own Twitch channel and whatnot for allowing me to actually cast matches, the team leaders of the newcomer teams for allowing me to cast their matches, and essentially just getting me to where I am today with TFTV. It's been quite a ride, but I am honored, I guess you could say, to be here.
Sounds good. I guess I'll do my shoutouts. Shout out to Gecks for coming along and hanging out with us and doing the pregame analysis. It was wonderful talking with Gex. He is a long-time TF2 commentator who stopped commentating TF2 a couple years ago. I think he said he hasn't been around since like mid-2016. So it was great to have him on. Obviously, shout out to Looster on the camera and on the production. Even though we've had a wild night, we've all stayed strong through it. It's been absolutely crazy. We've had so many connect issues and so many different map switches and whatnot. But thank you to the TFTV production team and everybody who's been watching. And thank you for the teams for sticking around through this nearly 4-hour cast, I believe. So thank you, everybody, and we're going to send it off. Thank you for watching the RGL Amateur Season 4 Grand Finals, and congratulations to WAP and both No Limit. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.